I spent 30 days playing on the World of Warcraft Anniversary TBC pre-patch, starting from absolutely nothing on a server where people have been playing for over 14 months. Once TBC launches, a lot of advantages they had will be equalized. At 70, people will be replacing even the best level 60 gear, but the road to get to 70 will be a lot easier for people that have good level 60 gear. Also, I'm broke, and a lot of these players are filthy rich. Through leveling my blacksmithing, I found a way to make huge profits from selling the weapons people need for a blacksmithing quest, and these weapons alone were enough to pay for a fairly budget 50 to 59 bracket twinking set, which allowed me to farm a ton of honor and marks in the TBC pre-patch. I'm now going to spend 30 more days making huge progress, eventually surpassing many, if not most players on the server in terms of my overall character value, as I will be crafting the legendary PvP mace Deep Thunder. I'll also be able to afford the epic 5,000 gold riding training and buy the very best gems and enchants for my PvP and tanking builds. Originally, I was not planning on being a Giga Chad tank, but I will be finding out in this video that if you want to craft Deep Thunder and you want to farm those 8 nethers, you're gonna need a tank. We're now a few hours before the TBC release, and I'm going to use a bunch of those marks I farmed in the pre-patch to make the final push to level 60. I don't have quite enough money to afford my epic ground mount training, but that will soon change after I'm delivered the profits from crafting a bunch more of these blacksmithing weapons. I also have been selling these thorium shield spikes, which is the new grind I unlocked towards the end of the previous episode. These spikes are good throughout TBC because the Felsteel ones, which are the next shield spike upgrade, are insanely expensive. After those sales, we got enough gold to pick up the epic ground riding training, and because I bought the $80 character boost, I don't need to fork over the 95 gold for the epic mount itself. The boost gives me a ground mount that scales my riding ability, a couple non-combat pets, and a flying mount that scales my flying ability. And as I already spoiled in the intro, we will be going very fast on this thing by the end of the episode. So TBC just launched, and I'm desperately trying to get my mining up to 275 so I can mine fel iron. To get mining just from 247 to 250, I had to buy like 40 true silver, which is going for 3 gold a pop. That ends up being like 120 gold. I did not want to go out and mine it myself though, because I do want to get to the Outland portal quickly as I can. And yeah, I'm hoping smelting thorium is going to get me up to 275, which looking like that might be the case because it's still yellow at 265. With true silver, the price drops like 95% after you smelt it. True silver bars are going for like nothing on the auction house right now, but the price of thorium stays pretty much the same. I'm actually not losing money by smelting the thorium. And yeah, we're going to get up to 275. No problem. And never mind, you actually can maybe get up to 290 smelting thorium. So went to the auction house and bought a bunch more. And I'm hoping maybe you can get to 300 because apparently you actually need 300 to mine fel iron. Apparently in retail, I think it's 275, but I think in classic it's 300. And already I got up to 290. Now I got to go out in the world and mine thorium. It actually might be a bit easier today because everyone's in Outland, and already I'm in Burning Steppes. I found my first small thorium vein. I really hope this is going to get me a skill up, and it did. 291, very nice. If I get to 295, there is a glove enchant I can do for +5 mining. Although we got a true silver deposit over here. This actually could give me a skill up. And true silver is going for 3 gold. Nice. True silver is going for 3 gold a pop right now. I might get some nice profit here. I'm getting 4 true silver from this. So that is a nice profit. This guy's got the right idea. Running around trying to mine as well. Why is that guy not in Outland right now? He's probably asking the same question about me though. And Nexius just came online on his level 5 Night Elf Druid. Why is that guy not in Outland right now? Well, on his main, of course, Big Lex. Now, what is this guy doing in Burning Steppes? Is he mining as well? Bruh. Gives me flashbacks to Elwyn Forest when I had level 60s running around their epic mount mining in front of me. Although this time I also have my epic mount. I might just follow this guy around. He probably has like a good route in mind. Probably been doing this for a while. Dark iron deposit. I just want to hit it once. You can have the dark iron. Stuff sells for like nothing. No, let me hit. Let me hit. Let me hit. No. Okay. That's how it's gonna be. Bro, there's level 61 here. How's that even possible? Guy's already level 61. What I'm guessing he did is he had a bunch of quests ready to turn in at level 60, and then he turned them all in. You can hold up to 25 quests in your quest log, and then you probably just turn them all in, and that probably got him 61. He's doing some speedrun strats, eh? Well, either way, I'm hoping he just gets the heck out of this zone because I do not want to be competing against all these people for nodes. This dude's back again. The thing is, I could have done this before TBC launched, but this is how node farming has been for the last week or so. All nodes are just perma farmed. And yeah, like this part of the game is just really painful, dude. Oh no. Oh no, let me hit one hit. Oh, I can't believe I got dismounted there. That's crazy. And I'm in combat, so like the guy's just not gonna let me, I think. Can I just... It doesn't even give you money. Like this stuff does not give you money. One hit. Oh, okay, you can have... I'll trade him the dark iron ore. I don't know if you want the ore or not. Okay. Yeah, I don't care for it either. The dark iron ore literally sells for nothing up here. Oh, there's one here. I'll take this. Kind of want to just mine it out while the guy's going up. I don't know where. Okay, don't mine it. Just let me, he shouldn't take the ore here. He should, okay. That's fine. I'll just let him keep the ore. Outlands. Good luck. That guy's got like judgment on. How is he not mined up to 300 yet? Oh geez, I just fell in the lava. It's not good. Seriously, it does 600 damage? No way. I'm so freaking screwed. I'm gonna lose my buffs too. You take more damage from jumping, but I'm trying to get on this side. Oh, no way. I lost my buffs. Right as I gave my good luck to this guy, I instantly fall in the lava. Like some kind of karma or something. Oh man, in Classic, the graveyards are so far away from your body sometimes. Pretty sure in later expansions, they added more graveyards to the game. Yeah, I kind of forget that Classic WoW is kind of a hardcore experience. Like, getting killed actually does really suck because you lose durability on your gear. I think you lose 10%. Now the question is, how do I actually res in like a safe spot from this position? Can I even get up there though? Okay, yeah, I can get up there. But can I walk out of here then? If I can be up here? Maybe I can. Oh, I think there's a way out. Yeah, there is. Sweet. One thing also there is to think about is that this is actually a PvP server. I could get ganked at any moment. I think because of that, I'd probably want to be on the east side. That's closer to the graveyard. But yeah, I feel like gathering professions need an overhaul in TBC. People were saying, oh, you're complaining too much about the mechanics of Classic. I think you can still play Classic. Oh, we got a rich thorium vein over here. How do you get to that though? That's like in a weird spot. Maybe not. Just go up here and then get around the mountain. I have to like drop down on it. Okay. I think you can play Classic and complain about some of the mechanics, but also enjoy the other ones. True Server Deposit. This probably won't give a skill up though. It's only green. Oh, it did. Nice. These are actually pure cash too. Trust me, I know. I just spent premium dollar to get 3 skill ups out of like, I swear it was like 30 true silver ore. But yeah, I don't know. There's something just really mind-numbingly boring about running around in circles looking for nodes. I feel like there's a way they can make gathering professions more exciting. And there we go. Rich thorium vein. We're up to 297 off of this. Oh, the dark iron deposit. Is it going to give me another skill up? It is. And then rich thorium vein yet again. This will definitely give me a skill up. Need one more. There we go. Another rich thorium vein. We got 300. I think I'm the only person in the zone now mining, so that's why it didn't take, 3 hours. And I have my Hearthstone ready because I did not use it earlier. Now we're on to Outland. And really quickly before I head out, I should max out my first aid. Mageweave cloth is a bit expensive in the auction house, but oh well. I do not want to go out and farm that. Rune cloth was not actually as expensive as Mageweave. It's kind of weird. Rune cloth is higher tier than Mageweave. Then I do have to go back to this doctor at Theramore to teach me the new bandages, but eventually I do get up to 300 first aid. One final thing I have to do is go back to the warrior trainer to learn dual talent specialization, which is another 50 gold. But now I have my kind of weird fury build, which I think I will be respecing this. I also have a protection build, and right now I'm seeing a lot of people looking for tanks for dungeons. So once I get a little bit of gear, I will be able to join those groups. And as for the tanking build, I could quickly go over it for any of those who care. I get 20 more defense skill, more armor from items, which I will be maxing this out eventually. More chance to block with my shield, proof shield block. If I get to block more attacks. Last stand is a good clutch self-heal thing. And then people don't usually go improve revenge, but I think this is so good for dungeons. Revenge is constantly proccing, and you get to throw out a stun essentially every 5 seconds. well, about a 50% chance to stun a target every 5 seconds, I think is so good. That's so much damage mitigation. So I don't know why people wouldn't be going for that. Defiance increased my threat generated, increased my expertise, which basically lowers the chance enemies can dodge me, reduce the cost of Sunder Armor and Devastate. Devastate is this thing. You're basically just spamming this to generate rage, and it lowers the target's armor. So your physical damage dealers are dealing more damage. One thing that's nice about a warrior tank, targets are constantly going to be having less armor versus like a paladin tank, where they don't have that effect. We also got Concussion Blow for a nice 5-second stun, which you don't really care about that as much when you have Improved Revenge just constantly going off, but it does lead to Shield Slam is the main thing, which does quite a bit of damage, does a lot of threat. Shield Mastery makes my shield absorb more damage. And then I will be maxing out one-handed weapon spec as well once I level up a bit more. Focus Rage, reduce the cost of my Devastate mainly, and I think Shield Slam. Shield Slam normally is 20 rage. Wow, a lot of rage. Vitality, increase my stamina and strength. And then also you got to go for the 5% crit in the Fury tree. More crits equal more rage, so that's great. And then 5% more parry in the arms tree. Proof Thunderclap is also really cool. I might max this out before maxing out like toughness or one-handed weapon spec. It's because Thunderclap is just so nice to be able to spam and do more damage with. And then you increase the slowing effect of it. Right now it's only 10% slow. When you max out Improved Thunderclap, I believe it's 20% attack speed slow. There's a lot of damage mitigation. I think it even works on bosses. And already I made it to the portal. There's no one here because I'm an hour and a half late, and we will enter the dark portal the first time in I don't know how long it's been. I actually think I did this on the WoW Ascension servers for their Burning Crusade project not too long ago. It's been a couple years, I think. And yeah, we're gonna start questing and trying to farm up some tanking gear. Yeah, I was just thinking about how magical it felt entering this portal for the first time back in, I don't know, was it 2007? It's crazy how Blizzard has not been able to recapture the magic since then, at least not for me. I don't know, maybe for you guys. I don't think there was anything quite like the feeling of entering Outland for the first time, except logging on to World of Warcraft back in 2004, I think it was, for the first time. I remember playing as a night elf going into their starting zone, and I was just blown away at how cool it was seeing the Warcraft 3 characters and Warcraft 3 things moving around in a kind of virtual world and seeing like these giant treant protectors walking around. It was just such a cool feeling. It's crazy that Blizzard has not been able to replicate that for I don't know how long. You would think they would just make like a new Warcraft, like Warcraft 4, and then expand the world out via that. That's where all the resources should be going, I think. But they started doing games like Overwatch, and it's just so weird to me. It's like you had this magical formula thing going on with Warcraft, and it was just so amazing. I think the link between Warcraft 3 and WoW was also what made it so cool. And I think now that they kind of lost that, they're just a bit confused. Also, they kind of lost all their talent, I'm pretty sure. They just hired a bunch of... They hired Holly Longdale, who like did EverQuest seasonal servers, but how hard is it to run seasonal servers, you know? You just fire back up the machine. Everything's already made for seasonal servers, and they're not adding new content like they are with RuneScape. With RuneScape, I'm pretty sure the way they do it is they add seasonal servers, but they add new content voted on by the community. I think they add new raids and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, which, you know, there's no reason why World of Warcraft can't do that, except I guess it does require a lot of investment. You know, Blizzard's a small indie company. They just don't have the manpower to do something like that. And already I grabbed some quests and the grind begins. One thing I am noticing about questing here is mobs seem to have a really fast respawn timer, as do quest items like this salvageable wood that you got to pick up. So that's really nice. It does feel like mining nodes could use some kind of treatment like this, where maybe they don't respawn as quick as this, but they do have some kind of quicker respawn, especially when there's so many players online. Get it before this guy? I think I got it before him, but maybe with lag I didn't. Yeah, I got it. Nice. Is this guy PvPing? Oh wow, it's on site for this horde. That's crazy unlucky for him, because for some reason all I'm seeing in this zone is Alliance. And we got a rogue here PvPing. I'm not gonna get in on that. Nope, don't care. That is not my fight to fight. I do not want a rogue recognizing my name as a hostile, especially when that dude had like full high warlord gear. We got another mage over here PvPing. Is it just on site for the horde in this area? Look at all the Alliance. I do wonder if maybe they instigated it. I mean, they're a horde, right? They gotta be bad guys. IRL. No good person rolls horde. Wait, I played horde in my Ascension series. Yeah, well, in that time of my life, I was in the dark side, but now I'm going over to the good side. Well, this is where horde are. Okay, so horde are on this side of the path. Do not go to that side of the path. There's only pain and suffering on that side. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And the Horde that are on this side are just being greedy, and they're actually stealing resources away from the Alliance. So they kind of just deserve it, I guess. Or they're actually over here just to PvP, which in that case, it should be on site for them anyways. Do I get this before this guy? Yeah, I think I got it. Easy. You can see why having the 100% mount is going to be really clutch here. Imagine trying to do this with a 60%er, like going to the Kentucky Derby on a donkey. After doing just a few quests, I find a legging upgrade that gives way more stam than mine. Mine actually gives no stam. Then I find a massive shield upgrade. I do get a follow-up where I have to go to the Horde side to burn their ballista things. So that's what the Horde were doing on our side. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, thank you for that. And yeah, I do foresee that I'm going to be losing my rallying cry here, unfortunately. Although, to be fair, guys, I did not take part in the Horde slaying. You guys right behind me. Yeah, I saw that come in. Let's just run away from this guy. He's trying to bully. But I'm going to pop shield wall here in a second if I have to. Yeah, I got to get this quest done. This is definitely one of the more brutal quests to do. Let me toss this. Don't mind if I do. Thank you for not hitting me. I come in peace. Well, the Horde seem more chilled, sort of. Well, there's like 5 Horde here. This guy might go on me. No? The mage definitely will go on me. Mage just have an attraction of warriors. Well, maybe not. I have a friendly mage nearby. Don't mind if I just run away, keep my rallying cry buff. Thank you guys. I'll put in a good word for the Horde on my side. You guys can more easily do that quest. And we have a fell iron deposit here. Let's see, does this require 300 mining? I actually can't tell, I think. The fact that it's orange makes me think that it does require 300 mining, but I'm not getting mining skill from this because I've not learned increased mining from the mining trainer. Oopsies. I just picked up my first 4 fell iron ore. Got some motes of fire as well. Found the mining trainer. We'll learn master mining for 10 gold. Ouch. Then we can learn some smelting stuff. 4 gold for fell iron ore. Another ouch. Just finished this kind of unfortunate quest where we're going to be getting rewards that are really solid for some other build. This is plate. It's way more armor than what I'm using, but it's not really giving the stats I need. This thing is leather, unfortunately. If only this was plate, it'd be amazing, but I think I still will pick it up. It's a little bit less armor than mine, but way more in other stats. And my crit goes up by almost 1% by using it. And I get like 30 more attack power. The Fell Reaver takes another victim. Imagine if this was WoW hardcore and like a Fell Reaver spawns right on top of your face. How sad would you be? We finally do have a weapon upgrade, although this one does not have Crusader on it. And I think for that reason, I'm actually going to go for the tanking sword, which I destroyed my old tanking sword actually. So I just kind of got to go for this one. Okay, you know, I said earlier the respawn rates were pretty good. Well, some areas there are just way too many people. There's really a fight, these mobs in this area. Wow, 2k bloodthirst. That was not even execute. These do respawn kind of quick, but I don't know. Just the act of trying to look around waiting for respawns is not enjoyable. I think they should crank the respawn rate up to like, I don't know, 20 times or something, especially on launch day. We should be limited by how fast we can kill things, not by how fast we can find things. The PvP aspect of this server right now is just who can tag the mob quicker, which is not that interesting. People are going to complain that I'm complaining, but I think there's definitely a way to, whoa, flame wave. You got to get out of the flame wave, apparently. This mage over there is watching me get owned by the flame wave. I think he's thinking about stepping in and fire blasting me to finish me off. Maybe making it look like it was the flames that killed me. But yeah, this part of the game that's PvP is, you know, not super interesting. And I do think it will get better as, you know, people start spreading out into different zones. I also think they could tune the drop rates to where they're dropping like 50% of the time, maybe, or even 100%. I would be down for that because, yeah, the demonic runestones are just not dropping. Of course, it did there, right as I say they're not dropping, but feels like their drop rate is around 20%. There's gonna be some people in the comments like, bro, it's classic WoW. It's supposed to be waiting simulator. But like, bro, we're paying $15 a month so that the game can be improved. And I do think there are certain ways to improve the game without taking away from the spirit of classic, if you will. Like already these mob respawn rates are way better than classic, and no one's going to complain about that. They cranked it up another 5 times to where people are not waiting really for mobs to respawn. No one's going to sit there and, you know, be like, tune the mob respawn rates down. This is not acceptable. Well, we got a new helmet here. Huge upgrade. Oh man, we're doing another one of these. Patrol around the area, wait for respawn. These are taking forever to respawn. Yeah, it's just oversight by Blizzard in my opinion. This is not good gameplay. You need 10 of them. Bleh. Yep. That's what I feel right now. I feel bleh doing some of these quests. I do have hope though, because pretty soon, whoa, I got one. Like a leprechaun. I tagged it, and did you see there's like 4 people around the mob looking at me in pure disgust? Like, how could you? Like, Holly Longdick, I mean Holly Longdale, we're paying you $15 a month for something. Turn those respawn rates up. Yeah, look at how many people are in this small area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including me. 6, 7 people. 8 people. 9 people. It's gonna be better for me once I can start joining dungeon groups. Because in instances, you don't have to worry about fighting for mobs. There's a vein here. Yeah, I got it. Let's go. Let's go. Owned. Alrighty, well, I finally got 10 killed with these 2 guys in the party. The follow-up should actually be a bit easier because no one was killing the cannons. Well, I say that, and then all the cannons are actually dead by the time I get back here. So, yeah. Looks like those are now going to be what people are farming. I grouped up with these guys for a little while, and we breezed through some quests. One of them had to go, and we are now trying to do another quest, which was bugging out. So we tried relogging, logged back in, and tried inviting to the same group, and we can't see each other now because the layering system is bugging out. We then did this quest in separate groups that were on our specific layer because we're just trapped on different layers, I guess. And I tried tanking this, not in protection spec, which was a bit of a misplay. I should have been in full arm spec from the beginning, I think, because I wasn't really able to hold aggro. At the end, I did throw my 2-hander on, pop recklessness, which did help out, but it was still really close. Yeah, the Overlord quest gives you some really good trinkets. I really want the Bladefist's Breath trinket. Definitely not the spell crit one, but I think I'm going to go the tank trinket because I think I want to tank from 60 to 70 till I can get my PvP mace. So yeah, we're going to skip on this, unfortunately. It's going to be a long time before we can find something as good as this, I think, too. And yeah, we're doing a group for ramparts now. And I just realized I cannot invite plate users if I feel like it. Wow, there's a lot of people looking for group Hellfire ramparts. A lot of huntars. Wow, I fell to a spot where I actually don't think you can escape. There's no way out here. And there's no way out if I go down this ramp over here, which is so weird. I've never seen a spot in WoW where like you just can get to, but you can't escape from. Oh, this guy got stuck as well. You're stuck. This guy doesn't even know. Although he probably is slow fall. Yeah, he is slow fall. No. Well, pays to be a mage. I don't feel as stupid, at least now that this guy got stuck here as well. The dungeon so far is going smoothly. I look at this guy's pet name though, and part of me wants to like ninja something from him or boot him from the group or something. I will let the stupid pet die though if it does draw aggro or something. I'm just gonna let it get killed over and over.
Kill him. Kill him now. Do it.
And already, second boss. I didn't even show the first boss fight just because I'm kind of really just focused on trying to learn my tanking rotation. I do think these bosses are easier than I remember them, because we have our DPS, for example, in PvP gear, and like everyone's been able to farm to level 60 honor gear. So I think they got pretty good stuff. I do also think our priest is actually pretty good as far as their gear. Ooh, heck yeah. And because there's no plate DPS, no one else can roll on it, baby. Let's go. That's a huge upgrade. I was using a mail belt. And final boss is again pretty easy. Did anyone roll on that staff? I can use for PvE if no one is taking. I'm down to take it because it's actually better than my 2-hander. So wait, I mean it's 8 gold vendor too. I do think the claw is actually way better than Destiny, so I don't really feel bad rolling on it because I do have a secondary spec that actually can use this weapon. We're doing that quest. We get 20,000 XP for turning in this letter, plus we get some really nice shoulder upgrades. It's about double stats and everything there, and that leads to the Blood Furnace quest. We got a really nice cape, more of a DPS cape, but nothing else here that's looking too good. We got to collect Fel Orc blood vials from the Blood Furnace. Although this reward again is pretty bad for me. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I can really use. You can use the gold though. It's like 10 gold for that quest. I found the master blacksmithing trainer, and I'm gonna learn fell iron rod, which enchanters need. I'm guessing these are gonna sell for quite a bit. Can actually make a few right now. Or I can make one. It's 2 fell iron for 1 bar. Ouchie. Could also make the fell iron set. I think it's not actually good for me. The gloves could be good though. On WoW, fell iron rod is going for 40 gold right now, and fell iron gloves are actually going for 20. Fell iron gloves are a bit cheaper, but the rod is much more worth it, I think. I could make those gloves for myself, but
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
So Gauntlets of Valor are just gonna have to do for now. We'll be making ourselves some rods. Fell iron gloves are actually better for leveling up blacksmithing too, but I really want that profit. I missed it, but I did level up to 61. You get a lot of HP and stats and stuff for leveling up past 60. There's a group of horde camping the entrance to Blood Furnace, and one just mind controlled me and tossed me off the edge. I was not recording, unfortunately, but I do wish I was, because I would have added that guy to some kind of list, some type of gank on site list. Yeah, there they are. Okay, it looks like they're preoccupied with a mage, so maybe I can go in. Yeah, hopefully. No, that's the priest, I'm pretty sure. Hannibal Lecter. Bro, look at this gameplay. This gameplay they're doing is crazy. Blood Furnace is a bit harder than Ramparts. Plus there's this super messed up pull where one of the mobs will go alert his buddy. I barely caught it in a couple frames of this recording, and it does lead us to wiping in this 38-minute run, which was not the most super ideal. But then I joined another group with a couple Big Richard Club and a couple Fellowship of the Jibs, which this picture right here basically shows you guys where we're going to be at with our guild. Big Richard Club, Mormano, and Perfection are using like the best stuff you can have in Classic, and Fellowship of the Jibs is using just the absolute worst garbage that you can possibly imagine. Fellowship of the Trash is basically what we're starting at. And as we were in this dungeon for a little while, I asked them how the damage meters are looking, because I haven't installed that add-on yet. What's the damage meters looking like?
Chase is dominating us. Me and Jared are saying like, yeah, Chase is like, me and Jared are saying like similar-ish, but Chase is just dominating us.
Again, though, we make it to this deadly pull, and we're about to see exactly how one of these mobs behaves, which is just so weird. I've not seen anything like this in the game. Is that linked to the dudes in the back behind it?
No, you can pull this guy.
That one guy, dude, I swear he ran towards
He ran
it,
over there.
He ran over there,
I saw him.
dude.
He told his friends.
Yeah, I'm not really a Nax raider, so maybe one of the Nax raiders should be doing the pulls and stuff. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Got him right at the edge. Perfect trajectory. The fuck? Wait, are you doing that? Are you doing like a stand sit thing or something? Or are you lagging?
You see me scoot? Can you do the scoot?
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Wait, how do you do that? What the fuck?
You can't do the scoot?
You have to create like
Scoot with us.
You have to create like a macro for city.
This run with a Big Richard pumper DPS takes only 28 minutes despite the wipe, and we run again with Smeegs on his warrior, despite Perfection playing the Florior build and dying, I don't know, like 5 times in the run. It does only take 20 minutes, and it's about double as quick as my first run in this place. Also, just on a side note, there was some kind of armor bug going on in the first few days of the server release, where mobs had basically no armor, so anything physical DPS was just absolutely smashing dungeons, and they were just getting run super quick. I'm not sure if the bug was in effect here, but as usual, Blizzard did nerf it after all the sweaties had already abused it, so a bunch of people got an extreme head start at level 70. After doing quite a few runs and quests in Hellfire Peninsula, I reached Honored with Honor Hold, which is step number 3 in this leveling guide that I'll be following pretty closely for reasons I'll get into later. I did deviate from the guide a bit, as I really wanted to farm Sporegar rep for this super cool tanking shield that poisons enemies when you block with it. You get Sporegar rep for killing these giant guys, plus they drop their Boglord tendrils, which can be turned in for a repeatable quest to get more Sporegar rep. They can also be bought off the auction house for fairly cheap, so I end up getting quite a few that way. And I turn them in until I'm friendly with Sporegar, and after that, they will not accept any more Boglord tendrils, so I gotta just do quests for them. I do this repeatable quest, which involves slaying a bunch of Nagas. Yes, I said Nagas, YouTube. You can group for this, so it goes by relatively quickly. I eventually get to Honored, and I pick up the shield plus I slap a pretty budget thorium shield spike on it for only about 12 gold, which reflects 20 to 30 damage each time I block with it. This extra damage is going to be really helpful to hold threat, especially in these early dungeons, because warriors are notoriously bad at maintaining threat on multiple mobs. Like seriously, just Google warrior threat issues. You'll find a bunch of threads of people complaining about it. If you are looking to only do tanking in TBC and you're new, I highly recommend Paladin, as you literally just press one button and it's GG for threat on like a full group. And it's not like this is a secret. Like if you ran a few dungeons, you'll know that, you know, Paladin tanks are just insanely easy and warrior tanks are just insanely hard. And Blizzard for some reason is doing nothing about it because they're just asleep at the wheel, I guess. I don't know. I do think for endgame bosses, warriors do have a better time at tanking bosses because they have better damage mitigation, but we'll get more into that later. I buy a bunch of gear with of the champion modifiers on it, which gives strength, stam, and defense rating. I do find out later that you actually want to prioritize more offensive stats as you level, because you need to do damage to keep mobs on you as you tank, and if you have too much defense, you end up not getting hit enough, which means you get less rage, and then it becomes harder and harder to actually hold threat. So yeah, I probably went overboard here with the defense, but at least now I'm immune to mobs critting me around my level. I have 5% crit reduction, which is the mob's chance to crit. All right, I haven't got any skill ups for 3 levels. Can be fun seeing all the money we're about to spend. Might as well just rank up Cleave. Intercept, does this lower the cooldown on it or do anything for it instead of just increasing the damage? No, it just increased the damage by 20. That's like not even worth almost, but I'll still do it. Never use Slam, so there's no point of even ranking that up. Demo Shout is good though. On Victory Rush is very cool. I thought this is supposed to heal you though. Maybe that's in a later expansion. And then in Protection Tree, we got rank up on Revenge to give it quite a bit more damage. Wow, seeing Victory Rush not heal you just kind of reminds me of how basic Burning Crusade actually is. Not that it's a bad thing though. A lot of people still play chess and that's extremely basic. And there are advanced versions of chess, like there's roguelike chess, which I have uploaded to my second channel. And that was pretty fun. I need to increase my mining by 4 so I can mine adamantite in the next dungeon. And I started at Temple Telhamot. I went all the way through Pools of Agnor. Well, I didn't actually go in, but I went around. Then I cut down this way back towards Honor Hold. Didn't find anything, although finally I found a node. And would you look at that? It's being mined. I have to just try to fight this guy over it. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to have to fight you, bud. And crap, I don't have a trinket on, so I just lose the fight, I guess. That is really sad. The one node I've found after traversing through half this zone is being contested. And there we go. We finally find a felt iron deposit after, I don't know how long it's been. I want to say 20 minutes of looking. So we found one in this area, one over here-ish, and one here. And what's crazy is like, I'm just not seeing that many people questing here. Like Forge Camp Rage has no one here. There's no one killing these mobs. So you would think there'd be a node spawning somewhere. Like we're on the mountain, but there should be nodes spawning pretty often. I don't think it's too much to ask to be able to spend, 30 minutes to farm, I don't know, 10 or 15 nodes. Doesn't seem like that'd be too game breaking. And trying to buff up the spawn rates to where things are looking like that number is something that Blizzard should be actively doing, but they just have no idea what they're doing. We do have one more node over here.
Nope.
Where there is a guy farming in this area. This guy already got it, I think. Yeah, he just got it. Yeah, level 70 got it. Is he mounted? Yeah, he's got it. Yep, he's got the... Okay, I actually almost give up, dude. We got another fell iron deposit over here. If I get this one, I just need one more. Well, there's another one down there. I'm almost guaranteed that one's being mined, though. Part of me just wants to run over there right now after mining this and not even finishing the node. Yeah, it's cool. You can have it. Whatever. I'm actually just going to fight this guy. Screw it. I'm a prot warrior too, so this guy picked the wrong fight. You should not pick a fight with a prot warrior, buddy. I won't use any AoE because, okay, I don't know. Did he mine that or not? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we're having to fight for scraps, bro. It's a joke, dude. I don't really want to jump off the edge here because, actually, yeah, let's do it. Let's just jump off the edge. Can I charge this guy? Nah, crap. That's not good. I can fear these guys. This guy's probably coming for me, but, can I just get one mine in, please? No way. No freaking way. How did it fear for like half a second? It's because of this stupid dot. Oh my goodness. This guy's coming for me, I bet. I just gotta run, I think. Bro, that fear was just so cringe, man. I'm gonna shield wall, I think, in a second here. I need that node, man. I need that money, I really do.
Pay my bills?
You have a health pot I could pop. And I just hit that mob on accident. It's fine. Maybe this is the one that is next to the node. There's 2 mobs next to the node. I don't think this is the one. Alrighty, well, let's try to kill these mobs so I can get the node. And yeah, it is freaking hungry country out here, dude. It's brutal. Oh, no, no, no. Wait. Yep, kill him. Yes. Nice, we got this. I need a type to this guy, and I'm trying to think, like, if there's a way that I can, let me hit it once, I'll pay you, dude. I don't care if he takes the nodes, the iron. Okay, so let me... Wait, I didn't even get a skill up for that? What the frick? Let's get 1 gold. That's so weird, because it was orange. So I'm guessing because the guy already hit it, and I don't get a skill up from it. I didn't hit it before. And yeah, that whole sequence of events is exactly what I'm talking about. That paladin that ganked me is looking for nodes. This guy that helped me is also looking for nodes. There's just no way. There's no way you're getting that. No, you're not getting that. Sorry, buddy. I don't have a trinket though, so I'm actually gonna try to fear this guy. Hopefully he does trinket. He should just freaking whatchamacallit me. Oh, I just stun him with revenge and then I put my stun on top of that. Yeah, I just own rogues so hard with prot. What am I looking at, bro? I won't be too, you idiots. I don't care. What the heck? It's row. No way. Okay, I'm out. Level 70, I'm good. Oops, I'm like misclicking there. This guy's expecting level 70 to help him out, but I don't think he's gonna get help from him. Bro, if that does not summarize this experience, please don't mess this up for me. I'm gonna fear you. Please let me have this. Yes. After getting 325 mining, I immediately buy a bunch of adamantite ore from the auction house, which was really cheap at the time. The price for adamantite usually will be hovering around 2.5 gold in about a week or so from now. I smelt through a ton of it to eventually reach mining skill 340. Alrighty, so with the +5 mining to gloves, plus 5 more mining skill, I will be able to mine rich adamantite ore. And I did find a rich adamantite ore vein in an underbog run earlier that I could not mine, which was a little bit sad. I do wonder if it'd be quicker to just run underbog in the hopes that all the veins in there are just regular adamantite veins rather than looking around Hellfire for nodes. As I saw last night, there was people flying around with 280% speed mounts, and there was no way to be able to compete with them. I will say the other gathering profession skinning is much easier to compete because no one's able to really fly around and just kill all the mobs and skin them. So going for like skinning leatherworking, if you're trying to build yourself up and build your economy up, would probably be a better way to go. Or maybe it's better just to stop doing professions for now and then try to build my economy up some other way. I decided I wanted to go straight into underbog. I was not finding nodes, and then immediately after I list myself, I get invited because I'm a tank. But then I do finally find a node. Dude, I list myself for like 2 minutes and I have all these messages like, bro, the tanking life is a good life. And I mined the node just in time for this dude to show up. Apologize. Sorry, bro. Looks like I chose the wrong underbog group. I am second on DPS, I believe, if these meters are correct, which is crazy because some of the groups I was doing earlier, every DPS was like doubling or tripling my damage. Oh yeah, to make matters worse, there's a rich adamantite deposit in here, and I'm 4 mining skill away from mining it. We include my mining gloves. Now, one of our DPS said he's respecing Holy because Shadow is slow DPS, and yeah, he's really far behind if my damage meters are correct, which, you know, it is what it is. Like, everyone's learning their class and stuff. This is not a super serious dungeon, but from my perspective, I am definitely going to be trying to find a better group after this. Holy crap. Yeah, part of me does want to bail on these guys because I know I could find a group in like 5 seconds, but they came all the way over here, so I will finish the dungeon with them. With the 0 armor bug still in effect, the rogue carried this relatively quick 40-minute underbog. Another benefit of grinding Sporagar rep for my shield earlier is that you can do a couple quests for Sporagar. This item allows you to conjure food and drink for yourself every 12 hours. It's not the best food and drink, but it can come in handy if you run out. And then there's 2 trinkets, which for like a paladin, 200 mana every 10 seconds while farming is really nice. I take the health one, which is not as good. 200 health is like 1 or 2 hits from mobs, but it still does help while leveling. I then head to Shatra to complete number 10 on the to-do list. And a cool tip with this quest is you can just sit at the endpoint of the escort and go AFK for like 10 minutes. And then when you come back, the quest will be marked as completed. I then go back into Underbog to grind some more experience and ores and ran into a hunter that seemed a little disabled as he was somehow losing to everybody, including the tank. One explanation for why I'm beating him is he's not using a pet. No pet food. Oh my goodness. Any meat? Okay, buddy. You can just say, hey guys, does anyone have meat? Instead of just sitting there, you know, not saying anything. Yeah, what kind of sucks about this too is like, I want to run again with these guys, but I don't want to run again with the hunter that I'm beating in damage. No offense to this guy, we're all leveling up and, you know, we're still learning our class and stuff, but I will give him a chance with his pet though. I'll reset the damage meter and we'll see if his pet can help him actually do damage. He isn't Beastmaster, which I think is much more damage. I hope he's not Beastmaster with a pet that's unsummoned. Wait, is his pet enraged? He has Spirit Bond, so he is Beastmaster. I just really quickly got to inspect him just to see. Wait, he's full Beastmaster, and he's in the dungeon with no pet. And the hunter is sitting on 4 talent points. He's finally beating me in damage, but just barely. And like, I've been looking at his talents and stuff for a little bit, so I wasn't even damaging much. He's not only losing to me in damage, but he's actively hurting my damage because I'm having to sit here and inspect him to see why his damage is so bad. Okay, I'm gonna message this to everyone. Imagine if I accidentally sent that message to the hunter. This guy's not multi-shotting. Yeah, okay, so he's like watching the damage as well. Must be new. Yeah, dude, it's all good, you guys. Hey, if you're new and you're learning, it's all good, man. It's just, I'm trying to spend 10 less minutes per run in here. It's all about optimization. This place is fantastic, says the hunter. I mean, at least he's having a good time, man. I'm not trying to hurt his feelings or something. Like, I don't know. I feel like a reasonable person in his position would understand our, you know, predicament. We're essentially trying to go as fast as we can. Wow, that cast is so quick. I tried to pummel that. And so it begins with the fears. And you know who cannot be feared? The hunter with his Bestial Wrath. And boom, there's a level up to 64. Congrats to me. I will spend my talent point, unlike the hunter. I maxed out improved Thunderclap, so I'll probably go for either toughness or more damage. Probably more damage just because that helps me while I'm questing. Oh, and would you look at that? We have a rich adamantite, and I do have the perfect mining skill to be able to mine it. What a happy day. Still rocking the boosty gear at 63. Yeah, I don't know how you haven't replaced that stuff yet, because you get access to pretty much every single piece to replace, or you could just buy it on the auction house as well. Like how we're all just clowning on this guy, and he's just a new hunter, you know, he's just enjoying his time. We're being bullies, but are we really being bullies if we're talking trash behind his back? Well, kinda, because I'm making a video about it. And that's why we have to emphasize the fact that, you know, the guy's new, you guys. Can't be sending this guy any hate or anything because, you know, in a few weeks' time, he could surpass all of us in skill. Maybe right now he's just still learning his rotations and stuff. Maybe he's just learning how to play WoW. If that is the case, though, I would recommend solo questing until you've learned everything about your class. Then join a dungeon when you're more, you know, experienced. It's just like the proper etiquette, I think, in this game. Also, one thing I kind of forgot to mention about his build is that I'm pretty sure as a hunter, well, you need this thing, Bestial Discipline. This is really good. Then you don't need 51 points in the Beast Mastery tree. You should be going for like lethal shots, which is 5% crit. And then in the survival tree, I don't remember if you need anything from here. Pull skull first as the hunter. Wait, he's telling me how to pull. Huh, is the guy like not new or something? I feel like that's not something that a new player would say. What the heck is this hunt, bro? Yeah, let's mine out this rich adamantite. We got 2 adamantite ore so far. It's like 6 gold. Turnium ore might sell for a lot too, I don't know. Brother, do damage. The herbs will be there. Bro, that's a little bit rude. He's just trying to pick some flowers, man. It's cool, man. I don't want to be mean to the guy. They smell so nice though. Dude, I like this hunter, you guys, I do. I just wish like he read some type of basic guide or something on how to do his talents. You don't have to. You can build your character however you want, but this is a lot of points to put in Beast Mastery tree is all I'm saying. We got some stuff in here that we just do not need, like improve revive pet. I don't know. And then we don't need endurance training and aspect of the hawk, I think. Any tips for this? Don't show fear, aim for the legs. Yo, this guy's a comedian. I love it. Explain, bro. Okay, I feel like we almost need this hunter back the next run. How can we replace this guy? Pauldrons of brute force. I actually need those. That's a nice find. Wait, what? Bro. He rolled on my shoulders. Okay, bro. No. He rolled on my shoulders? No. He just left. I was so nice to him. I was so nice to that guy. And he rolled me. Bro, that is actually insane. I cannot believe he just did that. Dude, that is how you ruin your reputation, bro. There's no saving that guy. Like, he did that on purpose because when you roll need on something, there's a message that popped up. Are you sure if it's a bind on pickup item? That is actually insane character development right there. I mean, it would have been karma for talking trash behind his back, but GG guys. Yeah, that was a long run, dude. That was a 45-minute run. Well, thankfully I did win the shoulders, which are a big upgrade over the ones I was using because they give defense, and they're going to be even stronger with these gems that I bought for like 1 gold. If you look at my dodge, parry, and block chance, it's pretty good as well. Over a 40% chance to completely negate something, or I guess my block only stops 99 damage, but parry completely blocks it, and then dodge completely blocks the damage as well. Also, I have shield block every 5 seconds, where I can block 3 attacks, I believe. Or never mind, with improved shield block, you can block 2 attacks. And my dude is actually starting to look really cool. Look at that loadout I got. I'm looking snazzy. Shield looks a little bit weird, but kind of like it. It's got some style to it. Once I get to 64, I start running mana tomes, which is a bit early according to the leveling guide. I couldn't wait to get in here though, because not only is there always 2 nodes in here, I can mine the boss for resources, and sometimes I get insanely good luck. This Dawnstone prices around 70 gold. I grind until I'm 65, then keep grinding because I'm making bank in here. And I come across another one of these DPS getting beat by the tank stories, and it was another funny one. I'm grouping with this warlock who has some of the worst damage that I've seen so far. He's not beating me, and I don't have any buffs or anything that are like helping my damage. I don't have like wind fury totem or something, so there's just no excuse for the guy. One thing I did notice, by the way, is he is demonology spec, but he is not using a pet. Look at his spec, full demonology, Belgard, and yeah. Okay, he did die on the last pull, so what I'm guessing is he needs a soul shard to resummon his demon, which is pretty bad because he should have a soul shard just ready to go. I'm gonna give him a couple pulls to resummon his demon. Maybe he needs to suck one of these mobs' soul or a soul shard, which he's not doing right now. He's life training and he's not sucking the soul. He did just use Hellfire for like half a second. I think Hellfire costs mana and health while you're channeling it, but I think it does have an initial cost, and he just used it for like half a second, which, you know, I haven't been watching him at all. That's the first thing I saw him do after I was watching him for literally 3 seconds. He channels Hellfire and interrupts it, which, you know, normally fine. We're all learning here, whatever. It's a bit weird that I'm looking at you for half a second. I see you mess up. It's the first time I've actually looked at him. After this pull though, I will say something about his pet. And the reason why I'm bringing attention to the Warlock right now is because he died on multiple pulls, and then recently on the boss he died and he told the healer to heal. At that point, you know, I just kind of lost it on him, and I was basically just like, yeah, your damage is terrible. You should not be telling this healer who's like one of the best, he's actually the best healer I've grouped with so far. He's got hands down the fattest heals. If you look at his gear, it's just insane. Like, he's got ZG gear, 55 healing enchant on it, and yeah, he might be botting, honestly. Very possible. Not the best pull here. You're gonna be pulling these guys as well. It's fine. The main guy's almost down anyways. Well, okay, I actually have to look at my oopsies. I say he's the best healer, dude. I just kind of lost focus for a second there. Shield wall. Shield wall. That was my bad. I was inspecting him. Okay, whatever, I survived. I was inspecting the guy. I was not paying attention to my abilities. I haven't been using shield block. And yeah, okay, just focus up for a second here. Yeah, that was a horrendous play by me, but we did recover, thankfully. This guy's also part of the guild Somali Leering Center, which, like, bro, it's a funny meme. Like, don't get me wrong, the Somalis are just scamming millions and millions of dollars. But, like, is it really that funny where you're going to name your guild after it? I don't know. But yeah, with this healer and everyone else except the Warlock, I did the fastest mana tomes run I've done so far. It was like a 35-minute run. 37 minutes, I think it was. Normally these runs have been taking me like 45, 50 minutes. And you can really feel the difference between a 35-minute run and a 50-minute run. Dude, one thing I was just thinking about recently too is you guys don't see it, but the amount of grinding that I've been doing, just doing these dungeons and stuff, feels just like a massive grind, man. I think it's crazy that people actually want to do this on hardcore, where like you have one life, and if you do get killed, then you're gonna have to do all this process over again. That is just crazy to me. I said this before, I think in a video, but with hardcore, you should not lose experience. You should just drop all your items, maybe if you want to make it really hardcore, and maybe all the stuff in your bags, or you could even scale it down, like you lose one item or something, one item at random. I think that could make it still interesting and like still be painful when you wipe, but it's not gonna, you know, make people have to go through all this process again, which is not interesting. There's nothing interesting about sitting here grinding over and over, other than the fact that it just adds a bunch of stakes to it. Like, okay, you got to pour a bunch more of your life force into this game. Every time someone in your party makes a mistake, it doesn't even have to be you that makes the mistake that causes you to lose all your progress. That's the worst thing, especially in like the big raids. There's a lot of things that can go wrong that are completely not your fault. We're trying to get him to summon his pet. He's not had it out since the boss. Yo, is this too savage? What is he doing? Reported, bro. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He's just not doing damage. It's gotta be a bot program, I think, right? He's just like running into walls and stuff. Bro, what is it doing? Invite? Or are you botting? Okay, he got TP'd out. Keyboard error. Somali Leering Center, bro. Like, guy's a part of the Somali Leering Center, honestly. He works at the front desk. There are a lot of cringe guild names out there that are like kind of funny, but it's like, bro, it's not that funny. I mean, my guild name is the Fellowship of the Jibs. Till to this day, I don't really know what a jib is supposed to mean, but I will say this is a guild that my friends made, and I think they call each other jibs or something in real life, some weird thing like that. So at least it's like their own meme, you know, not copying someone else's really overblown meme. Yeah, honestly, dude, it's really not that serious. The main thing is, you know, that type of guy is the one that I would expect to join the Somali Leering Center, you know, or I say that guy, but I think he might have been botting. But yeah, we made it to the final boss as a 4-man, and this run does feel a lot slower than the previous run with the disabled warlock, and then now we're 4-manning. This boss is really fun because you can spell reflect the boss's damage, and it does like 1500 damage back to him. He does drop his Nexus Bracers of Vigor. I can use those for my off spec, I guess. The Paladin rolled, I would have actually passed, but the Paladin greeted, so I'll just roll need. We're going to try to do the Escort. We can pull this off, it'd be really nice because I get some really good tanking boots from this. 28 dodge is crazy. Holy crap, we have to fight 2 of these for this quest? Wait, what? That can't be right. Wait, what? Why is there 2? I'm so confused, bro. If he has cables and he can actually cables him and save him, that'd be crazy clutch. He actually has cables for the Paladin. I might be done though. Oh no. That's gonna be close. Do I have stun or anything? Holy nuts. Try to cables the dude guy. Oh, if this works, that'd be so clutch. It works. No way. So cables, for those of you guys who don't know, is an engineering item on like a 30-minute cooldown. And people are saying it's about a 50% chance to work if it's the XL version. But yeah, I don't really understand this Escort having 2 of those Nexus Terror mobs. Throughout the whole dungeon, you never have to deal with more than 1 of them at a time. You do have this guy helping you, but he's not that useful as far as keeping people alive. I think he actually does do a good amount of damage though. He also has this buff, and that is going to wear off momentarily, which means I think we're done with the Escort. That is crazy good because I'm really down for those boots. We'll have to put another minor speed on them. I could enchant them with stamina as well, but 8% more movement speed is really nice. Or is it 10%? It says minor speed is 8% to 10% movement speed, depending on the game version. Question now is, how do these boots look? My old ones actually look pretty good with my current gear set. They don't look as good, I think. They don't have the schnaz, or do they? I don't know. It looks like I did what I was clowning on that hunter for doing, which is sitting on talent points while I'm halfway into 66. I've had this talent point for a while, and I think we will increase physical damage just to be able to hold more threat, because that's my main issue right now is I'm just not able to hold threat against some pumper damagers. As a tank, your main priority is tanking, obviously, but you got to balance that with putting out some damage and holding threat. So mobs will actually attack you and they won't go for your damagers. I'm now trying to head over to Shadowmoon Valley to grab some recipe for blacksmithing. And as I was heading through, I ran into Illyrian Stronghold, which I've never realized how cool of a base loadout this is, but it's got walls going all along this side and you can't get in from this side. I think this would be a really cool contested PvP spot where, you know, if Blizzard was doing their job, they'd be adding more events to the game. And there could be some event where like Horde has to raid this and we have to try to defend it. And there's rewards for, you know, doing that. But we do have a daily quest to grab a tower in the Bone Waste, but this has been around forever. Like Blizzard did not recently add this quest in. I don't think they're doing anything with TBC as far as new updates. I know they added dual spec, but as far as like actual game content added, I don't think they're actually doing anything. But yeah, I think this could be a really cool PvP contested zone because I don't know, there's something about this castle that just feels like underappreciated and underused. I think a good developer could realize that and, you know, they could come in here and be like, yeah, we're going to do a daily quest where you have to raid this place, or maybe like a weekly quest, maybe not something every day because that gets old, but like a weekly raid where you have to raid this stronghold and you have to defend it. And the Horde, I think, has some equivalent base somewhere in this area. And maybe they have to defend their base and we try to attack it. We got to kind of balance our offense and defense. Some kind of event like that is something that Blizzard should obviously be implementing, but they just don't have any vision anymore. Holly Longdale would say that, oh yeah, this place is so aesthetically cool looking. Players should be able to build houses in here. Which, like, I mean, sure, I'd be kind of down for a house in here, I guess. But if Blizzard was doing their job and, you know, they were adding cool events, I wouldn't even be opposed to the idea of housing. I think it's just something that's so inconsequential to the actual gameplay that I don't think a lot of the players are going to care. Okay, I was like, yeah, why am I seeing a node in the world? And of course, some guy with his epic flying mount comes by and yoinks it. And that's one thing I was just thinking about too, as I was, you know, admiring Illyrian Stronghold and the beauty of it. This is the Horde base, by the way. No, I think this is some contested base that the Bone Chewers own, which I think the Horde are hostile with as well. But maybe the Horde could like retake that because it does have like a strategic element to it, I guess you could say. One thought I also had about this hypothetical event where you have to, you know, capture Illyrian Stronghold or defend it is that if someone had a flying mount, they can just fly over these walls, which is just, you know, taking out the immersion of what this base actually is. And I think it's why I never really appreciated Illyrian Stronghold to begin with, because I view Burning Crusade from the lens of someone that's flying around and, you know, they don't really care about the map's design. And I think that's a huge problem with flying in general. I think the event where you capture this should not allow you to fly while you're trying to do it. Like this whole area should be some kind of no-fly zone, or we should have a bunch of griffins patrolling in the air, just intercepting anyone that's flying over Illyrian Stronghold. We got an adamantite node over here, and that's, dude, there's two people fighting over the node, and I might actually just come in here and yoink it. Although, okay, never mind. This guy actually already got it. If you don't have an epic flying mount at this point, you just can't mine unless you go into dungeons and you mine through, well, I've been mining in Manitomes, and I've been mining in the Underbog. I've been getting quite a bit of ore off of that. Actually, today I just got up to 340 blacksmithing. I was at 335 and I made 5 of these adamantite daggers, which you would think are actually more expensive to make than Fel Iron Chain Tunic, I think it is. Yeah, this one is what you're supposed to make according to guides to get from 335 to 340. But the price of Fel Iron is actually really similar to adamantite. It says it's 3 gold here, but I've not scanned the auction house on this character for a few days, and the price actually has gone down. This is actually crazy work if I'm able to get this node in the world. I was able to get it. Only 2 adamantite ore though, unfortunately. That's a pretty bad node. And I will say I have seen a few nodes since I've just been running for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, but I've been just purely in exploration mode. I've been just walking from Shatra all the way down to Shadowmoon Valley. I've seen 2 nodes that were instantly yoinked, and then that one was the first node I was able to grab. Under no circumstances should people be having to walk that far for nodes, and Blizzard needs to implement some other system, I think, to make mining and just gathering in general more interesting, especially on these insanely high pop servers. But yeah, I made it to the Armor Smith in Shadowmoon Valley, and she does have the recipe that I need. I will grab this as well because I'm pretty sure I can just sell that for a lot in the auction house. Because you pretty much need it to level blacksmithing. It's only 1 bar per ward. This ward's not great. It absorbs 1,000 damage. but it's just a one-time thing. At 345 blacksmithing, these lesser wards turn green, so you need to craft a lot of them to get skill ups, but it's still a lot cheaper than anything else you can craft around this level. So I keep crafting those to get up to 350. And then I realized I was 65, which is the appropriate level to start the Ring of Blood quest line. Little did I know what was supposed to be a very easy quest becomes nearly an hour of pure pain and misery. Okay, yeah, this group is just really not doing it. I don't remember the quest being this difficult. Really hope that our druid can actually heal. Yo, ask if you could heal, man. Oh my goodness, dude, this druid is not a healer, bro. Healing gears in the bank. Dude, I don't know. The thing is, like, if we start this and we can't finish it, like this group is doing right now, we're gonna be stuck on one of the parts. And then if we want to invite someone else, we have to do the entire thing over again. Okay, I don't know, dude. Sorry about my, you know, irritation or whatever. It's late at night, and I don't know. I just feel like this quest is very not difficult to do. I'm trying to figure out why this other group couldn't do it. They have a 65 tank, 66 healer, 70 mage, and 65 rogue. But I guess they're missing their 5th. Or maybe this is their 5th. We got 2 people coming in level 70s. That's not good. And crap. Okay, it looks like that level 70 is gonna carry these guys in this. I actually hope they wipe though. They very well could wipe because maybe their healer sucks or something. It's like a level 70 hunter that's tanking right now. Yeah, he's getting really low too. Yeah, I think they're gonna wipe, dude, honestly. Wait, this guy's going in to help them though. No, don't help them, let them wipe. What are you doing? Don't help them. Don't tank for them. This is exactly how you do not do this quest, by the way. This is 10 IQ from the other group. If you're struggling on the first boss, just disband group, find an actual group that can do this, because they're going to get this guy to like the 4th part and they're not going to be able to do it. We could also help them, but I think it's much better just to let them wipe here. There's no reason why they should be doing this. I don't know why this paladin's helping them. This guy is a major party foul. He's not even getting anything out of this, by the way. He's just helping random horde. This is like the opposite of ganking horde. It's like reverse ganking the horde. If this was Ascension, we'd be able to turn off him being our ally, and then we'd be able to kill him. I mean, honestly, even if they turn on us, I feel like we could beat them. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not PvP spec at all. Yeah, okay, let's just go, I think. What do you guys want to bet that this guy Carlo Grimm is not going to help us, by the way? Oh, no, he's actually going to help us. Okay. He's actually just a helpful guy. It's one thing, you guys, if like their group wasn't such fail, and we haven't been sitting here for a while waiting for them to do it, but they wiped on the same boss like 3 times, and they keep coming back trying to do it. That's just disrespectful and cringe. Yeah, and like this is what they were... Like, it's so cringe that they couldn't do it. Okay, so the cringe group is doing it. Oh, this paladin. I hate this paladin, bro. He must know these guys or something. They 100% cannot do this without the paladin. They can't heal him, though, so he's going to be going down momentarily. This is like the equivalent of you have invaders in your country. Okay, wait, he just went full hostile? What? Okay, the priest mind controlled him and tried to heal him. Oh, they sheeped him to heal him. Okay, that's really smart. Don't heal. Don't heal him, bro. Why are you healing? Bro. Oh my goodness. If the group actually wants to help these guys and get this done faster, then we can like make that decision as a group, but they will wipe. If it can help speed things up, that's the best.
It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
No, I disagree. I think let them wipe. They should help us do it quick because we have been waiting for them to do it. And then I'd be willing to help them maybe after. They should give preference to us until we wipe. That's like the, you know, logical thing to do. It's obvious that like we want them to fail. And this guy is going in like some British guy that's welcoming invaders to his house. He's opening his door. That's the vibe I get from this paladin. He does not lock his doors at night. The druid's actually healing the paladin. Okay, this druid's added to a list too. Like, this is so ridiculous, dude. They're actually wiping. That's exactly what I mean. Am I being too harsh? Or is this guy a massive idiot? Like, and now the mob is just sitting there. We have to wait till he despawns. Okay. No, we're not letting you guys accept it. This is, dude, these horde are so disrespectful, and my allies are so, dude, this feels like a game of League, man. And like, yeah, these horde are helping us, fine. Like, if they want to help us get done with it quick, then we might even help them, but we're going to get it done first because we have the group that can actually do it. Exactly. Yep. You are bitches. You will help us. We will not help you. We might help you if we're feeling nice. We're not helping you guys until we get it done. We've been waiting for you idiots. Yep. We're starting it again. they start getting harder, but I'm an actual tank though, so I'm pretty sure we're fine. We have an actual healer. The other group does not. Yeah, the other group's gonna help us, but we don't need their help, I'm pretty sure. And the thing is, if we do need their help, then fine. Let us figure out for ourselves we need help. Let us wipe first, then we'll ask you guys for help, and then we'll help you guys. If that makes sense. But yeah, this was so easy, and they wiped on this part. We're not helping them. Do not help them. This guy wants to help them. It was going to go fast regardless. Why don't you be a decent human being? Because they're not being decent human beings. They're being cringe. Okay, I guess we just have to help them. Fine, whatever. Like, this is so cringe to me. But the problem, you guys, is I have a druid that's voting Kamala Harris. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, I can't help that. Yep, Ashley, thanks, everyone. Yep. I think the druid's probably just helping them because, I just slapped that guy in the butt. The druid's probably just helping them because one of them is named Ashley, honestly. Get in the ring, Calagrim. Oh, this idiot just started it. Nope. And now we got some random guy walking up to start it. Maybe that was the paladin guy earlier. No, we're not helping you. Like, dude, the IQ is so low in this area. Dude, this quest is not hard to do, dude. One group does it, then the next group does it, then the next group does it. And what was happening earlier is groups were waiting in line. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm pretty sure that we have like individual people over here without a group starting it now for themselves. This is why you need to be able to turn on ally PvP like you can on Ascension. And like, I would just say we should kill the Horde, but they have 2 level 70s, and I think they might actually beat us in PvP. They just don't have a tank, so they can't do this. I'm pretty sure someone did not get it. Can do it again, it's fine. This is what I mean, dude. We're gonna have to do the same boss again. We can do it again for the others. It's so cringe. It hurts. And by the way, look who's helping us do this boss. After they're done, you guys see a single horde in sight. Oh wait, yeah, they're over there, not helping us at all. What just happened? This guy just berserked or something? I shouldn't have released, by the way. I failed. Wait, why would I fail? Oh, I shouldn't have rezzed. Oh my goodness, I died again. I really hope these guys help me with the final part. If we can't, dude, if they leave, I'm adding all of them to some list, bro. So eventually I do end up finishing the quest. Shout out to these guys for sticking around. One thing you may not see is any horde nearby, and that's because they dipped immediately after finishing their quest, as I thought they would. The reward for this wasn't really anything that I needed. The Honed Void Axe is good if you have no other options, but I was planning on going protection up to 70 anyways. I did pick up one of these one-hand weapons, but I don't end up using it because it's really annoying to level up weapon skill in TBC. The main thing with this quest though is you get a ton of XP. A few minutes later, as I'm leaving the Grand, I see the paladin that helped the horde originally asking if anyone can help him finish the final part of the quest. And though in hindsight, I do feel a bit bad for the guy, he got himself something more valuable than any experience or items. He got some knowledge on the way things work in the world. Nah, but seriously, for that quest, just get yourself a group of 5 people with a tank and a healer, and you're golden. Takes like 5 minutes to find a group. I do genuinely hope that he did finish this quest and this didn't cause him to, you know, quit the game or something. After Ring of Blood, I run the dungeon Auchenai Crypts to get to level 66, and there is 2 node spawns in here. So I get a little profit there. And then at level 66, I go to Caverns of Time to complete the intro quest, where you gotta follow this Custodian of Time around as they explain the lore of this area. Little did I know, you don't actually have to move from where you accepted the quest. You can just sit here, and once she comes back around, it will mark quest completed. After doing the intro quest, you got to go back in time to escort Thrall, and halfway through the escort, you get to see how Shrek people are made. After doing that attunement, I head back to do some more Auchenai Crypts because I'm really liking those 2 node spawns that I'm getting every dungeon run. That place is pretty quick, but while trying to get into the dungeon, we do encounter some resistance. So I'm just noting this here for, you know, the future. It's always horde camping this summoning stone, so Alliance cannot come here and summon, and I never see Alliance doing this behavior. And it's one thing I will say if, you know, they're just running around PvPing waiting for a dungeon, but I feel like there is people flying around here trying to actively hunt down Alliance, and they're not doing anything else. They're just PvPing here, which is, you know, a little bit cringe. We might have to come back someday for some revenge. Yeah, it's this hunter that's hunting people down. Yeah, look at all these hordes just swarming on this one Alliance. That's what they do. This is pretty much only horde behavior that I've seen. Yeah, this Kill Kenny guy, he's such a loser, dude. He's just flying around his epic mount. Horde know who they can blame for what's about to happen at level 70. After getting 68, I head to Karazhan to start that attunement, and it's pretty simple. You just gotta kill some mobs around Karazhan. There was a lot of people here, and so for safety, I ended up grouping with this druid. At this point though, I was still using my old crappy router, which I've since replaced. My internet's good now. At that time, it was disconnecting a lot. I told the guy he'd probably be better off on his own. Come to find out, he was not better off on his own, as he found himself in a fight against this level 70 horde. Funny story about how these guys begin their fight, but before we get into that, he does end up getting killed by the horde, and it's just me 1v1ing a level 70. Do I beat this guy? He shield walled. I don't think I beat him. I am prot though. I think I might. I got a mob on me. I could shield wall too. I think I actually do beat him. I'm gonna shield wall in a second here. I think he potted. Oh man, I got bombed, huh? I'm gonna pot as well. Odd moral strike on me, dang. Yeah, I got him. Let's go. I do end up getting killed by the ghost anyways, and I lose durability for getting killed by the ghost, so he arguably won there. Apparently the druid started the fight. He thought that the warrior was a ghost. Oh geez, that's hilarious. Apologize. Can I apologize to him? Will he accept it? Something tells me he won't. Yeah, the thing with doing world PvP is like none of us want to be down here doing this quest. So us fighting each other is just increasing the amount of time we're wasting down here. After turning in the Karazhan quest, I do a full Fellowship of the Jibs guild run of Manitomes. I'm way over leveled for it, but they agreed to give me all the mining nodes in here, and holy crap am I glad I came. Not only was there a Corium vein in here, which is extremely rare, it had a Night's Eye in it. These dungeons always have 2 nodes in them, and the second was yet another Corium vein. I asked Grok what the chance for this was, and though there is no official chance listed for Corium to spawn, it did give me a range of probabilities, and on the lower end, it could be anywhere from 1 in 62,500 runs, and on the higher end, it's still 1 in 625 runs. The second Corium vein did only give me 2 Corium ore though, so I do think my luck had been completely used up by this point. So it's been, I think, 2 days of trading, and I have 100 items in my mailbox, plus 135 items not shown. I'm trying to figure out an efficient way to open all this stuff. I think I'm just going to do it like this. I'm not going to show you guys the buyers because it's extra clicking, and it really does add up the amount of clicking when you're doing 235 clicks. Right now I'm just using an auto clicker, and yeah, we're starting from most recent, meaning stuff that just sold like within the last hour or so, and then we'll eventually wind up to 2 days ago. You may notice at the start I did have almost 0 gold, and yes, I have invested almost all of the 3,000 gold I think we were at. I invested almost all that into materials to make these blacksmithing weapons, plus materials to make the fell iron rod and adamantite rod. The fell iron rods are giving about a 5 gold profit, I believe, every time I make them. And then the adamantite rods can potentially give me 0 profit depending on when I post them. Sometimes these people are just pricing themselves out of any profit at all. And I think part of the reason why is because you get skill ups up to blacksmithing 360 for crafting the adamantite rods. You may notice the price of the blacksmithing weapons like Moonsteel Broadsword and Massive Iron Axe is going up over time, meaning as we go back a couple days, the price is going up. And that's because recently I've been getting a lot more competition as the price of materials has gone down. I do feel like because there's not much competition in the low level areas, people are starting to set up bots to go to those areas and farm mine. So I'm pretty sure this guy dealer is botting. There's no way he's gone out and mined this much mithril. He's got almost 50 stacks of 20 mithril on this page. Go to the next one. He's got all of these as well. 50 times 20 is what, 1,000 mithril. Go to the next page. Oh, would you look at that? More dealer X. Then we have some normal people. People are starting to set up bots to go to those areas and farm mine, and they're just kind of taking the price of iron and mithril. And when they do that, I need to adjust the price of these blacksmithing weapons, or I'm going to get way too much competition. Like last night, there was like 3 guys just constantly undercutting each other, and they undercut by like 1 copper at a time because of the auctionator mod. It just basically auto does that for you. And then I came in and I was like, nope, we're not going to play this game. And I started undercutting them by 50 silver every time. I did this like 4 or 5 times per each weapon. And I think that was enough to scatter the roaches, if you will. And I logged on today with this beautiful sight of crazy amounts of things selling because I guess the people that were competing just gave up. They were like, nope, I'm not making profit anymore. Another beautiful sight is I look up Moonsteel Broadsword and there's only a few people that are willing to put them up around the price point that I undercut to. And I blame this undercutting strategy where I basically convince these people that, you know, if you want to keep undercutting me, the price is going to go to nothing, even though the price is still crazy good. For some reason, these people just don't have the ability to do math. Like when Nexius messaged me and he was like, yeah, we're not making profit anymore. We were still making crazy margins. I'm going to use quite a bit of that money on these Marks of Kil'jaeden to boost my rep with Aldor and Shatar. I need Aldor rep Exalted eventually for the good shoulder enchants, and I need Shatar rep for a PvP piece once I get to level 70. Once you get to Honor with Aldor, you can no longer turn in Marks of Kil'jaeden. You can only turn in Fell Armaments, which are a bit more expensive, and Marks of Sargeras. Surprisingly, Marks of Sargeras are about the same price as Marks of Kil'jaeden. They tend to be a little bit more expensive, but not by much. And yeah, I'm able to turn in Sargeras Marks to get up to almost Honored with Shatar, to get that last bit of rep with Shatar to get to Honored. I was doing quests in Terakar Forest when I ran into these two stooges. So this guy opened on me, they're chasing me, and they don't want me questing in their area, which is fair, but what sucks is I just popped my Recklessness ability. I don't know why these guys are chasing so hard. They want to be in the video, I guess. You want to help me with these idiots? I'm pretty sure this guy is like, yeah, help me with these morons. Yeah, please. Unfortunately, I did pop my Recklessness, like I said, so... jeez. I'm not PvP specs right now. Thank you for that. I should pop my bandage. I'm not bound with my abilities right now for PvP. This is like purely PvP. Thank you. Thank you. They started... Spit. I can't spit on him. Yeah, it's 2 people being added to the list. Shout out to Buros, you guys. And I don't even have my good bandages on these bars. Okay, this guy wants it. I just don't have a pot ready. No. Dang. What's cool about my add-on is it puts a border around people I've marked as kill on site. Dreaming Cow and Big Shaman are both marked as kill on site. Yeah, nice teabag, buddy. You're the one that ganked me and you both got killed. I'm not even PvP spec. I'm sure that you idiots are running around your PvP spec. And this dude's super low. Should I just tap him?
All you gotta do is just tap it in. Just tap it in.
A little tappy tap. Only 1 honor point. I helped him because if he dies to me, he doesn't get the 10% durability loss. And also I was curious to see how much honor he would give. So I do apologize to that guy. I might have just been added to his list. And I think I am a little bit irritated at the Horde faction right now because 2 of their members just ganked me for seemingly no reason and tried to like spawn camp me, and it's just pretty cringe. So I had to take my irritation out on one of the Horde faction members. And already I'm 69 now, which might be too low to tank this dungeon. Not 100% sure I can actually hold aggro against a level 70 hunter who has the Steam Vault heroic bow, I believe. This guy is geared out of his butt. Everything was going okay until the boss feared me into some of the terrain doodads that probably should have just been removed by now. You can actually get stuck in these, and it's just more evidence that Blizzard does not play their own game. Thankfully, we did have a warlock to summon me out of this predicament, and onwards to the next boss. This guy will wipe his threat every once in a while, and because I'm 3 levels below him, my taunt will resist pretty often. The level difference also allows me to get crushed or crit easier, which makes things a bit more interesting, I guess you could say. This group was probably capable of doing the dungeon without me, so yeah, we get through it pretty easily, and that's another part of the attunement to Karazhan done. The next part of the attunement takes me into Black Morass. I run this place a few times to get revered with Keepers of Time and pick up these PvP leggings plus these pre-raid best in slot tanking leggings, which are a huge upgrade over what I was using. For being revered, I also get this Glyph of the Defender for 85 gold, which is nearly triple the cost of the helmet I'm going to be putting it in. But this Fell Steel helm is actually really good for tanking. It's just devalued because blacksmiths use it to get over the hump of 365 to 375 blacksmithing. The actual mats cost of these is about 160 gold. So yeah, blacksmiths are just hemorrhaging money if they're making these to skill up. Same goes for these Fell Steel gloves that cost about 120 gold to make. They're great for tanks, But because one of the main blacksmithing guides says they're a good way to level up your blacksmithing, you're going to get a ton of people making the product and only so many tanks that need them. My new gear has a ton of sockets in it, which I fill with these really budget defense plus stamina talosites. The better option, 12 stamina gems, are going for about 40 gold a pop at this point, but the price of them will go down over time. I also grabbed the mats for cleft hide leg armor and had someone make it for about half this cost. So yeah, leather workers are ripping you off pretty hard. Later that night, I'm out grinding some quests when I'm pretty sure this hunter ganked me, and then I got away, and then I turned on my recording because I thought I might be getting into a battle, and the recording pretty much starts here. I do think he ganked me because why would I turn on my recording randomly at this point and then just start eating when this hunter's nearby? The only logical explanation to me is that he did in fact gank me, and the guy does have quite a bit of PvP gear. So I'm thinking he's out here looking for PvP, basically. Yeah, this guy kind of cheats in our little duel here by health potting. So I cheat as well and pop Recklessness, which makes all my attacks crit. And he goes down momentarily afterwards. And then the shaman is like, yo, what you doing? You killing my brothers. And he steps in, but little does he know Recklessness is still active. So he takes a few crits to the dome and he goes down. And then he pops his Ankh, plus he health potions, which is crazy because I didn't even health potion for either of these fights. Not because I'm too proud to do so, but I kind of forgot where my health potions were on my bars because I'm not really doing that much PvP. And yeah, 100% if I health potion there, I would have killed the shaman as well. One of my competition just messaged me. My answer to this guy, which I'm not going to tell him, is that the price to craft these things is like 1/3 of this cost, I believe. And I've noticed when the margins are too good, you get so many idiots jumping in. So I'm just trying to price them all out. And that is why, my friend. And would you look at that, while I'm talking about it, it sells. I'm about to finally hit 70, and I was going to turn in a quest to get there. But if I just grind a few more mobs and get to 70 off of grinding mobs instead of turning the quest in, the quest should give me a bunch of extra gold because it turns XP into gold. And alrighty, level 70 time. How much gold do I get? Oh yeah, that was worth it. Wow, I got a grats from some random guy named BWC. Thank you, BWC. And yeah, I'll turn this Torgos quest for some really nice trinkets. The spell damage one's actually pretty good too for offensive casters. But then this one's pretty much better than any DPS trinket I have. And alrighty, first thing I'm going to do after hitting 70, I'm actually going to go to my bank alt and open 219 things, starting with the most recent stuff, because this is just an easier way to do it. I can open all this stuff while showing you guys kind of what each thing is selling for. I will say it's probably just going to pop up for like a millisecond because I'm just going to do super speed through all these auctions. I've already kind of gone over everything I'm selling. The blacksmithing weapons are the main thing, but I have added a few other things to my repertoire. And actually, I do have a secret trader that I've been trading one specific item on, and I think I've been getting a lot of profit from that. We're going to check that out in a moment. Once we get done opening basically 200 blacksmithing weapon sales, you will see some random stuff thrown in there. Some high value things like adamantite rod and felt iron rod. Do note with the adamantite rod, they are costing me about 54 gold to make, and I'm only selling them for about 60-ish. So there's profit, but it's not much. While I'm going through these auctions, we can also talk about what we're going to do with the gold. So there's a couple options. We can go for the epic flying mount, which is about 5k gold. But depending on how much I get here, I might not be able to afford my Thunder blacksmithing weapon, which is the main goal of this series thing. Is I want to make Deep Thunder. And already after opening everything on this character, we're up to almost 6k. Now for the secret character, which is selling one item only. I think for now I will blur out what the item is, and then at a later point I will reveal it. And I'm doing that because I want less competition. The more people that are going to be selling this item, the more time I'm going to have to spend undercutting them, and we're going to have to just get into like these wars. It's just bad for business to be revealing my secrets while the expansion's going on. So yeah, if you want to know what this item is, I did actually give a hint in a previous episode, and somebody in the comments said they started making this item. They were getting a lot of profit as well. But if that is you, just keep it to yourself. Don't reveal it in the comments, or I probably will like hide your comment or something, which is something I never do. But let's just keep it secret, keep it safe for now. And yeah, I've been selling these for like 2 weeks now, and holy moly, I'm seeing the profit just coming in. It's beautiful. The price does fluctuate heavily as well. I'm seeing sometimes I'm selling them for like 38 gold. And the price to make these is like, I want to say 7 or 8 gold, maybe at most. Those are on like bad days. On good days, I would say it's like 5 to 6 gold. And wow, I'll flash a grand total of what we're at now on the screen. And oh yeah, do you hear the thunder? The crafting time on this is too quick, I think. Should be like 10 minutes or something, just to make it more epic. Maybe you should like kind of glow or something while you're making it. And then you should get hit by thunder as well, or not thunder. Thunder doesn't hit anything, it's lightning. I spent another 800 gold on a regular flying mount, which is only 60% speed. It feels painfully slow. The real fun begins with the artisan riding, which is 280% speed, but it is 5,000 gold. And at this point, I do have a lot of things I want to buy, like tanking enchants. So I opted not to pool all my gold to buy the artisan riding just yet. Now that I'm 70, I go around grabbing the other 4 pieces of honor gear that I have the rep for because I followed that guide. And this helmet meta gem was really expensive, but it's decent for PvP because of the stun resist and stam. I'm going to put a bunch of these jagged talisites in my gear, which are not the best in slot by any means, but they are very budget friendly. They also count as blue and yellow gems because they're green. They're technically both colors. And I need 3 blue gems for my helmet meta gem to actually work. Lower City gives me some PvP shoulders, and Cenarian Rep gives me these PvP gloves. Cenarian Rep also gives 3 nice blacksmithing recipes that can generate some profit depending on what day it is. They do give skill ups at 350, so there will be competition on the auction house to sell them. I also have enough honor left over from twinking out in this video to buy the PvP belt, which is actually really solid for tanking as well, because that's just so much stamina. I slapped a +6 stats on the PvP chest piece for about 60 gold, which was quite the splurge, but I'm going to be using it for tanking and for PvP, so I thought why not just splash a little cash on it. This guy invites me to do 2s because I'm in looking for group for 2s, and I'm like, yo, are you healing? He's like, yeah. And dude, this is not healing gear. What the heck? I'm like, can you put on your healing gear? He's like, queue up or I'm leaving. And he just leaves. Like, what? Okay. He's like no gear at all. I thought I was under geared with like these crappy boots, these crappy bracers, crappy neck piece, and some other things that are kind of just not that good. But that guy's on a whole nother level. One mechanic in TBC that was removed later in the Cataclysm expansion is weapon skill. An easy way to grind this is in Blasted Lands. There's these mobs that go immune unless you have some kind of quest item to finish them off. You can just sit here and go AFK for a while beating on them, and while the mob does eventually start hitting back, it does so little damage that you have quite a bit of time that you can just AFK before it does any serious damage. Even better, if you're a paladin, you can just grind weapon skill infinitely because their ability that heals them when they auto attack mobs. I find this paladin AFK doing that exact strategy, so I use them as a meat shield to grind just a few weapon skill points. It takes a long time to level skill once you get to this level. Also, on a side note, there's a secret mechanic where you can equip intellect gear to level weapon skill quicker. The tooltip for intellect used to tell you this back in Classic, and though that tooltip was removed, according to players, that mechanic is still in the game. So it's 1 hour before the weekly wipe and arena points get divvied out, and I need to play 10 games in order to get any points. The composition we're running is some kind of mage, I think it's Arcane Mage, Holy Paladin, Fury Warrior, and really scuffed rogue. I think the rogue was actually less geared even than me. I'm still learning my bindings here, so I end up performing pretty poorly. The Fury Warrior has the tier 2 blacksmithing one-hander plus a bunch of PvE gear, and he's just going to absolutely melt people in these arenas because not a lot of people even have resilience yet. It did feel like I was getting focused first because I was playing more aggressively, but there was this arena where he did get focused first, and I was actually able to put out some damage. Also, by this point, I had more of a grasp on my key bindings, so I feel like I was performing better, and I did finally keep up with the warrior for one arena at least. Even with our really scuffed composition, we managed to somehow pull out a positive win rate, and we got a ton of rating for the games we won, I guess, because 1550 rating is not bad. Because it's a 5s team, it's going to give more arena points, and we end up getting like 1200-ish here when the Tuesday points are given out. To become a true arena beast carry lord, I need to upgrade my thunder to deep thunder so it gets extra damage, and the legendary stun proc, couple that with the mace stun talent, I'll be throwing out quite a few annoying stuns. Upgrading to Deep Thunder requires 8 Primal Nethers, which do have a 100% drop rate in Heroics. If 5 people do roll on it though, it's only a 1 in 5 chance per run, which would take forever to farm. But as a tank, I can reserve the Nether. Groups are usually okay with this because tanks are in high demand in Heroics, and usually they are only rolling on tanking gear, which nobody cares about anyways. And already I'm going to try to tank my first Heroic. I'm over the defense cap, which I don't think you really want to be. Because of that, I should be putting 12 stam gems in my gear, but they are like 35 gold a piece. And these gems I'm using are like 7 gold a piece. So yeah, on these shoulder pads I have terrible gems. Kind of forgot about those. The rest of my gear is pretty gemmed up though. Well, it is a PvP chest piece, but it's got a lot of stamina on it. Its bracers are very bad. And then I did get a new shield. I don't know if I talked about that, but I found it in Shadow Labs, and it's looking pretty snazzy. It kind of glows, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, as for the rest of my gear, it's pretty good. I got these from Keepers of Time Rep, which everyone should be pretty much getting if you're going to be doing any heroic Keepers of Time stuff. Our mage sheeps the Warden, which is good because it can not only heal other mobs, it can dispel them, so you have to control it. Because the mage started the pull though, every mob linked to the pull will now be aggroed on him. And fun fact about this place that you're going to learn very quickly is there's 2 extra mobs in every room that are linked to the initial 2 guys outside. And these rooms have a back entrance which the mobs use to take out a mage from behind, and that's a wipe on the very first pull. There's quite a few areas that are pretty easy to wipe in this place, but the main one is the pull before the final boss. It's a few waves of these extremely nasty mobs, and the strat here is pretty much the same through most of the escort, which is that you have the extremely tanky thrall start by tanking them, and then you pull the mobs off the thrall one by one. You keep pulling the mobs as far away as you can from where the next wave of mobs are going to spawn, and this will increase the chance that Thrall regenerates his HP to full when he gets out of combat. It's essential that he regenerates because the final wave is for these nasty mobs. They are immune to sheep, so our opportunities to CC them were quite limited. Like we have rogue stuns and blinds and like frost novas, and I have a fear, but we don't have the most reliable CC here. The boss fight itself is actually pretty easy, and we do manage to clear it in 2 hours 17 minutes. I think this was the longest heroic I've ever done, but props to these guys for sticking it out. Because this was my first heroic, I didn't flat out reserve the nether, and I told these guys to pass the nether and we could do a roll for 100 gold. Unfortunately, 2 of them thought that the nether was tradable, so they ended up rolling need on it, and one of them did win. So yeah, I was kind of bummed out, but at least I did get 3 badges of justice out of the deal, and I really couldn't be mad at these guys anyways because they suck it out for freaking 2 hours, you know. I now find myself in Zangarmarsh trying to finish up the Karazhan attunement. Imagine being a grown-ass man and being a part of a guild named 6-7. That is crazy. That meme originated from some like junior high student, I think. I'm pretty sure it like doesn't actually mean anything at all. It's the epitome of Zoomer memeing, and it's just not funny. And imagine partaking in something like that as a grown-ass man. It's fine to like say it as like a joke because you're like making fun of it or something. You're saying it ironically, but you're literally putting that identity below your name. Imagine branding yourself with a 6-7 meme for your entirety of your journey on this game. And you know what's even crazier is I let this rogue hit this node because he wants a skill up, and then he takes the ore. I'm like, what? No, you give me that back. I open trade window with him, and he gives me 1 gold, which is like not the price of an adamantite ore. The price of the ore is 2 gold 70, and he might have got Mote of Earth, or he could have even got like a blue gem. That's a situation where I really need the option to be able to go hostile with him and kill him. Essentially with the Karazhan attunement, you got to jump into the water and swim down to find this arcane container. I do wonder how people found this back in the day before there was literally a YouTube tutorial for everything. I do remember doing Karazhan myself back in the day when it got released, so I must have eventually found it. I don't remember how I found it, but I think it was a lot of looking. I don't have the reputation required to do any heroics in Zangarmarsh yet, so I was not expecting a nether off this boss. And not only does the nether drop here, but I do manage to win the roll against everyone. So we're now at 1 out of 8 nethers needed for Deep Thunder. My second nether is going to come from the other Keepers of Time heroic, Black Morass. The strategy in this place that I've found works best is when you're doing bosses, just ignore the ads, DPS, let them go to Medivh and start draining his shield, and just focus on the boss. Unfortunately, this group did not get the memo, and they aggroed the ads, which I cannot tank because they will rip through my shield block. My shield block only blocks 2 attacks, and I need those 2 attacks to be from the boss. So I just have to let the ads go, and they go on to our healer because the DPS is not controlling them. And yeah, it's a wipe. And wiping in here really sucks because you essentially got to start the whole instance over again. And these guys did not want to go through that process. I found another group though, which was much more capable, and we do end up kind of just breezing through this place. On this run, I did say the nether was reserved, and thankfully these guys do end up all passing on it. So that's our second nether. Also, this quantum blade dropped, which is a pretty cool sword, but it's not going to compare to my deep thunder mace that I'm crafting, so I just pass it to the hunter. Apparently, this is not as good as the hunter's current weapon is using, because he says he wants to need it for another spec, more of a melee spec, I guess. I'm doing a dungeon called the Alcatraz for the Karazhan quest, and dude, this room looks sick. There's a see-through floor where you got some kind of powered thing that looks like the Death Star. Oh, we got the key over here. Nice. I could just bail on these guys. I don't know if I really care about the loot from this place. Normal dungeon loot just doesn't really do much for me anymore, for the most part. I do still need maybe another ring to replace one of these. Or I could use a new trinket. Could replace one of these. One of the bosses drops these really nice increased block value gloves, which according to this random thread from 20 years ago, are better than my current Felsteel gloves. The thread does say they give more armor though, which is not the case, so the stats might have changed, and even though these new gloves have less defense and stam, I do really like how they give massive shield block value. Shield block value not only makes my shield slam do more damage, which is my main threat generating ability, it also scales with my shield block ability because whenever this is up, I'll have close to a 100% chance to block an attack with my shield. Without shield block value though, I won't be blocking that much damage. The final boss for this place is kind of weird. They are imprisoning quote unquote dangerous creatures to guard the place, I guess. But these mobs are some of the easiest you will encounter in the whole dungeon. A creature of incomprehensible power. What's going to be in there? What? Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Lowly gnome. Oh, I get it, because they're low. They would never do a joke like that in today's political climate. And you just know that's the case too. I know like if I talk anything political at all, people just tune out or they get upset, but come on. Imagine Blizzard in 2026 saying that a gnome is lowly because they're short. Like, no, sorry. It's too insulting, too offensive for them. Even though this dude is actually about as tall as me. He's not even that low. The final boss is just a copy paste of the AQ boss. Pretty sure it's the exact same mechanics and model. And even for original TBC, I do feel this is a bit lazy, but I guess all their budget went into the design of this place. The boss drops some kind of crappy loot, an elemental shaman chest piece, and a warlock hat. To get into this place, you need a rogue to lockpick, or someone with a key from this quest that I end up doing, because the reward is a tanking belt that is pre-raid best in slot, with more of that juicy shield block value. To get half the key, you got to go into another one of these Tempest Keep dungeons called the Mechanar, and it's in here that we're about to see the worst World of Warcraft etiquette I've encountered so far. It's a story we've seen before with the guy barely beating the tank at damage. He's a 69 druid who shouldn't even be in here. Normally only 70s can enter because you need a flying mount to get up here, but druids get their flight form at 68. So already we're like, okay, the guy's not pulling his weight. And then these healing boots drop. The healer rolls need on them, and I don't know what's going on with this mob. He just likes to ride elevators, I guess. But then this freaking level 69, barely beating the tank in damage, feral druid Bonkita rolls need on the healer boots and wins them. I start explaining to him that it's healer gear, thinking maybe he'll be nice and trade them over to him. Unfortunately, with normal dungeons, you cannot trade bind on pickup gear that you win. You can only do that in heroics and raids. So really, there's no point in even talking to the guy. But at the time, I thought I could maybe convince him to give the healer over the boots. And he explains that I didn't need it, but I think he's talking about the healer shaman who did in fact need it. According to this guy, these boots are pre-raid bis for resto shaman as well. Which, even if that wasn't the case, I mean, this guy's in no position to be rolling his off-spec with that kind of DPS. And yeah, RIP Bonkita. To this guy's credit, he just doesn't give a shit at all and just tells us to learn to play because he's got his own loot rules like a true Giga Chad. This is Bonkita's world and we're just living in it. Alrighty, we got another full mailbox and we're starting at about 4,100 gold here. I am really curious to see what our total gold supply is going to be because I really would like to get my epic flying mount. It would make questing around the world map a lot easier. And there are a lot of quests I have to do for rep, potentially, to be able to do certain heroics. Having the 280% flying speed would help a lot with that. And my questing speed is now pretty good because I now have a good two-handed mace that kills things pretty quick. I will say the profit margins for a lot of these blacksmithing weapons is going down depending on the day. The price of iron seems like it's kind of holding firm at about 1 gold, which is much higher than it's been. So though sometimes you'll see like, big numbers here for these blacksmithing weapons, the price of iron to make them is also big. Although I will say the price of mithril is still really good. It's only like 30 to 40 silver. And the big black maces and heavy mithril axe are made out of mithril. So those weapons still have really good profit margins. And already we're up to 7k. Do I feel comfortable dropping 5k of that on the epic flyer?
Not yet. Not yet.
And already we got just one more day of selling, but we do have 86 things to open. I was pretty active yesterday on the auction house, and my goal right now is I'm really trying to push to get the epic flying mount. I want to get to a spot where I feel comfortable shelling out that 5k because I can use that to go fly around and get rep. I want to get to a spot where I feel comfortable shelling out that 5k, and I know I'll still have money to be able to buy inventory to be able to keep making these weapons. I will say the margins are getting tighter, and we are up to 7k with quite a bit of inventory ready to sell. We could potentially have over 500 gold in this inventory right now. And already I decided I'm going to do it. 5k going out for the epic writing. Normally you have to shell out another 200 gold for the epic flying mount, but because I bought the $80 boost, I get this mount that adjusts. And oh yeah, before I'm really able to enjoy my new ride and break it in, I get summoned to a regular Shitter Labs reputation farming group where we just clear the first 2 bosses for a solid amount of reputation. I didn't form this group, but I guess the idea is there's much higher mob density before the first 2 bosses. The second boss does drop a really nice tanking trinket, and not only is it a ton of defense, the proc gives quite a bit of armor that I can just activate for boss fights when I think Ish is about to hit the fan. Because we control the spirit towers outside the dungeon, we get 2 of these spirit shard tokens per boss that can be spent on the PvP ring. I now have 50, so I can pick it up, and not only is this ring best in slot for PvP, this thing can also be used for tanking because I need more hit rating with my current build. There's also a solid meta gem you can get for only 8 shards, and not only are you saving 150 gold for the meta gem, you can enchant boots with sure-footed, which is what I pretty much see every other high-rated warrior doing for their PvP boots. I didn't realize this though, so I opted for border speed to get the minor run increase, plus the stun resist meta gem, which in hindsight, I'm only really getting stunned by rogues and warriors, which aren't my main problem. It's the roots from mages and druids that are really messing me up, and sure-footed would have given me a chance to resist those, so I do think sure-footed is the optimal play. There's a pretty quick quest chain for one of the coolest tabards in the game that requires you to kill a mob in Shadowmoon Valley. This can easily be done with a tank and a healer, but you should probably have a flying mount to get to this next part. We get some cinematic where this guy's talking to Illidan, or so he thinks at least. We then have to kill Torloff the Magnificent, who I don't remember being a part of any specific lore piece. If he dies in here for a pretty basic side quest, then I guess that's why I don't remember him. Now for the hard part of the quest, getting out of here with Bingles not having a flying mount and no Hearthstone cooldown. Saving Private Bingles, wait, I'm going to try to aggro this
I'm just going to try and get the out of here.
Oh, he's on you. You got the big guy on you.
Oh, he's fast. Look at him.
Oh no, he's dazed.
No.
Try to bubble. Like I got some on me.
He's gonna jump.
Maybe down here is better.
He's gonna jump into a pilot guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
I'm gonna try to do a sweep around. Oh, you've died. Bingles got back to his body, and we were trying to plan a way to get him out of here when the mage who we were doing the quest with makes a pretty clutch play.
Yeah. Watch out. The mage doesn't see him.
Oh,
The mage
the
doesn't
mage
see
is
it.
Oh no, he's aggroed to us. You Bingles, mount up.
Get out of there.
Wait, don't
flying mount.
wait, are you yo Bingles?
Not here. Thank you. We will remember you.
I find myself back in another heroic doing a pretty insane Arcanine Crypt speedrun. Or, okay, it's about to be a speed run after we iron out the kinks with this fail first pull. If you have a rogue in the group, they can sap mobs in front of the group so they won't aggro, and you can skip this pull on the left. Plus, there's another pull in here that you can skip if you hug the wall on the right. This first boss slows everyone's casting time, but our healer is a Resto Druid, which has a bunch of instant cast heals. Though we do have the optimal healer for this place, it is still a bit rough, and the rogue ends up dying to some AoE. We did it. The rogue got killed somehow. Jeez. Bandblade Pauldrons, these are good. Dude, look at how good they go with the tabard. And my green cape. Oh yeah, that's sick. I guess you can skip one of the packs in here. Should pull back to the room, I think. If we pull both the packs, it's cooked. I don't think we should be fighting right here, to be honest. We'll say these guys don't seem to hit that hard. Like, they're hitting the druid a little bit. They're not one-shotting him. I remember back in normal, like, they would one-shot people. Maybe they nerf these mobs. We're just, like, face-tanking them. By we, I mean, like, the warlock's face-tanking one right now. And the druid's kind of tanking a little bit. They do enrage, which increases their damage by a lot. But yeah, they don't one-shot you like a normal heroic mob does if you're not the tank. All right, let's try to skip this pack. See if I can get up these stairs. Got to do a little loop around. Now for the hard part. And we made it. And already we made it to final boss. And behind him is a nice prize, a Corium Vein. The boss himself is actually pretty easy. If you take care of the little ads the boss spawns that essentially are clones of a random player. And we were taking care of them pretty well until the boss went down and the druid ends up getting reamed by one of them. Cool part about doing this place on heroic is the boss's avatar that he spawns when he's low also drops the loot. And somebody was asking if I want to join a group to farm this thing. He actually didn't even know if it's possible, but his idea was you can reset the boss once this ad spawns and then just keep farming it infinitely. The loot table for the avatar didn't look too interesting to me though, so I passed on the idea. The boss drops some Doomplate legs, which are actually pretty good. I don't end up using them, but they might have been better than the Savage PvP legs if I want to sacrifice a little resilience for some more damage. And yeah, again, I reserve the nether. Moving forward, I'm going to be master looting the final boss just to know shenanigans happen. On this epic gem dropped, and what's cool for whoever won this is rare quality orange gems are hard stuck at like 90 gold because they are the most sought after gem type. Plus Tyrion Plays gets the Corium Vein. I would have rolled on this. Like I didn't, tell everyone, hey, I got to be the only miner. That'd be way too greedy. Since no one's a miner, GG. And already I just finished my attunement for Karazhan and I put myself in the looking for group for Karazhan for only like 30 minutes. I think I found a group. The guy asked me if I have consumes / know the fights, which I told him, yeah, I got consumes. Now I'm trying to buy them off the auction house. Major agility for 35 agility is crazy. 3 gold 50 a piece is not bad. Assuming we're not going to wipe a lot. Maybe I'll buy 10. Then Flask of Fortification is going to be 60 gold. Ouch. Price of this actually went up. It was 50 when I scanned it last time. Okay, before I buy the consumable, I'm going to do a battleground with the paladin that invited me to the raid. This guy, he wants to do the daily. And I told him that I was arms PvP for the Prince fight. I guess you don't need 2 tanks for Prince. Okay, we're really outnumbered here. I think this is cooked. Which does kind of suck because, like, I'm trying to, look good in front of this guy. Hopefully he won't kick me or something. So I'm doing something wrong here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Your flag carrier, nice little mace stun to start it off. We're doing no damage though because, okay, there we go. Dude, I don't know. Warrior seems very, like, hit or miss. Hear them all. I can just finish this flag carrier guy. Okay, I don't know where our allies are. All right, well, we got absolutely cooked in that war song, but I'm still getting invited to the group, so that's good. And yeah, I guess I have to buy a flask, dude. 60 gold hurts, but okay, wait, what if I buy these elixirs of major fortitude? They're only 2 gold a pop. It's 250 health, not as much, but yeah, let's do that. Just buy a bunch of them in case we wipe a bunch. And I'll buy a bunch of these spicy crawdads, which give 30 stamina when you eat them. Yeah. That's good enough, I think. So we're going to do this later with the Fellowship of the Jibs as a full guild run, and I'll show more guild progression in a future video. For now, though, it is good to be getting a refresher on these fights with this guild, who really seems to know what they're doing. I'm also just off-tanking for this. So, like, for this first fight, I'm supposed to grab the boss when he appears, but I cannot seem to rip threat off of this paladin. Prop paladins just get so much threat from consecration. and warriors just have a much harder time with threat. A mob's got to be beating on you so you can get rage, and your low rage cost ability Revenge requires you to block, dodge, or parry. When you're not getting hit, you're not doing any of those. So yeah, it just takes me forever to peel the boss off of the paladin, but I do eventually get it off. And then I didn't know where to position it here until they told me on Discord to move the boss away from the horse and from the raid, because essentially you just don't want the boss cleaving your other tank. Once the boss remounts, you only need one tank, so I'll just sit here slapping the horse in the butt till either our tank gets killed or we win the fight. The boss drops the best in-slot tanking bracers for phase 1 with that massive shield block value and 55 stamina if you gem it with stam. Luckily, the other tank does not need them or already has them, so my pretty pathetic roll of 17 holds up here. The second boss, Morose, drops a belt that is actually worse than the PvP belt for warriors due to the fact that warriors don't really need shield block rating. Shield block rating just increases the chance you block with shield, not how much you block, and warriors have insanely high chance to block when they activate shield block. Prot Paladin's shield block ability blocks way more attacks, but it has much smaller chance to block, so they actually want shield block rating, and apparently this is best in slot for survivability for them, although if they want a mix of survivability and damage, I guess the black more ass belt is better. Curator doesn't really need an off tank, so I can go my PvP arm spec. It doesn't do nearly as much damage as some of these guys with their full PvE specs, but it's better than Prot for sure. When he turns blue like this, he takes more damage, so you can get some huge damage numbers when the Shaman pops Bloodlust. And the Curator loot here is a thing of pure beauty. The Warrior Priest Druid gloves, which are only reserved by me, so I just automatically get them without rolling. These gloves can be turned into the DPS version, which give a ton of strength, agi, and stam. And in hindsight, I could have really used that hit for tanking as well. I go for the tank ones though, because they give more stam and a ton of parry and defense, which I don't know how good parry is, but it does synergize with the 2-piece set bonus that gives you a 25% chance to get a shield when you parry, which is kind of a shame that it's not 100%. If it was 100%, I don't think it would be too game breaking. And yeah, I think a lot of these set bonuses really could use some revamping, because later on I do get the 2-piece set bonus, but I just don't really see it being super useful, especially for like boss fights. 200 damage is nothing. Curator also drops the best in slot tanking leggings for warrior. Me being an idiot, I felt bad for winning 2 things from this boss, so I opted not to roll. I also really didn't feel like spending 150 plus gold on regemming and re-enchanting my leggings, but had I known they were best in slot, I would have done it. I do get these leggings on my next Karazhan run, so it's not a big deal. There's no more loot until the Prince fight, and my dumbass didn't realize the melee only have to run out after the enfeeble if they get targeted by it. So I'm sitting here beating on the boss with the other melee, not realizing that I was enfeebled and I'm about to get my face melted by the AoE here. If I was smart and doing the fight properly, as soon as I get enfeebled as a melee, I run over to this corner, which is actually out of line of sight of the boss, and I won't get hit by the Shadow Nova. During the fight, Infernals will fall from the sky in random places, and though this one dropped in a bad place, the raid does a good job of recovering and moving the boss. Unfortunately, the next few Infernals are going to again drop in pretty inopportune positions, and before the raid can really adjust their positioning, Prince does a Shadow Nova, which blasts way too many people into the Infernal's AoE damage, and that's a wipe. For the second wipe, we can only guess what happened to the Paladin tank here. One moment he was fine, and the next he's just done for. As the saying goes though, third time's a charm, and though I don't see any loot drop for myself, it's cool to see the best in slot by a mile healing weapon drop. I find myself in yet another heroic Durnhold, and though we did wipe in here a few times, it was only about an hour run. I did again reserve the nether, but forgot to master loot. Thankfully everyone did pass, so that's nether number 4. I also got a helmet I can use for Fury spec later, or for like an arms PvE spec. That's something I want to do. Nether number 5 is going to come from Sethic Halls, a fairly easy heroic if you have the right group for it. No real good loot here. It's kind of funny that the exact same axe drops in the normal version of Sethic Halls. So for nether number 6, I'm doing a heroic Black Morass, which may be kind of cooked because we have Smigs in here, who pretty much just got level 70, although his gear is actually pretty good. But then Unreal is another IRL friend, and he just got 70, and I'm pretty sure his gear is terrible. Not to mention, we're going to have 2 rogues in Escape from Durnhold, which is going to be a little bit sketch because they can only apply CC to people that are not in combat. We do have Big Richard Club Dime Time in here though. It's going to provide some good CC as the mage. And then the Druid apparently is pretty geared. Having 2 rogues for the initial trash actually is not that bad because their sap cannot be dispelled. and the Durnhold Warden mobs in here can dispel. We do end up getting through the trash relatively easily, although part of that was due to the fact that the Druid can also use Entangling Roots here, and the guy was just really good with his CC and his heals. And that made it all the more surprising that this first boss was able to nuke through his heals and through my shield block. Holy f-
Oh my god.
Oh, he's dead. Alright. Here we go.
He just Mortal Striked me for 15k.
So what happened here is the boss hit me once and then hit me again like he normally would, but then instantly used Hamstring, which apparently just does full damage. I don't know if the Blizzard devs intended it to be that way. Normally Hamstring does like 10 damage. I think that might just be an error in the coding or something, and Hamstring just shouldn't be doing that much damage. All I can say is good luck to all those people that are going to try this on hardcore. Have fun. The boss also does a spinning attack, and one of the rogues does not get out of it, and the other one gives him a bit of a hard time.
That's nice. Oh, good. Back.
Noob.
That was like the same spot you were.
The Resto Druid absolutely carried this place. Not only has he been super clutch throughout the whole dungeon with the heals, he hibernates one of the dragons on the final pull, and then I'm not doing my job because another one of the mobs gets loose on him and gets a hit off, and normally that could have been it for the healer, but he goes into bear form and survives the hit for long enough for me to intercept the mob and slow it down.
Red pants, gross.
The loot was gross indeed, but all I cared about was the shiny nether going in my pockets is mine, my precious. I run heroic black morass yet again when it resets the next day, and we see Smeag's best in slot belt drop. Yes. Oh, your thing dropped too. Your belt.
Oh shit, the belt drop?
The best belt, dude. This is better than any belt he's going to find, even in 25-man raids, at least in phase 1. And to make matters even better for him, he doesn't have to gem it up at all. It's funny too, because earlier the hunter that won that epic sword was complaining about how it never drops, and Smeags finds it on his first heroic run. At some point throughout this nether farming, I farmed an extra one because I now have 8. With 8 precious nethers in our pockets, we can finally upgrade Thunder to deep... Wait. I still need 375 blacksmithing. To get there, I'm going to use these Fellsteel Whisper Knives, which are like Biss for PvP warriors, and these are not in the official blacksmithing guide for some reason. I've seen multiple warriors with very high arena ratings using them, and I can see why, because that's a lot of hit and crit mainly for a thrown weapon. At this time, the price to craft seems pretty accurate, but the profit part is not accurate. I think I end up selling 1 or 2 of these for around 250 gold, but most of them are sold at a huge loss at around 150 gold. So yeah, each craft here is potentially costing me 100 gold, and after just one craft, tragedy strikes. No, I didn't get a skill up there. It's like minus 50 gold. These even sell in the auction house. And I didn't get a skill up there either. Bro, ouch. All right, let's try this again. We do get a skill up, very nice. Please just give me the last skill up. And yes, we got it. Okay, sweet. To get those final 10 blacksmithing points, we're going to need some serious cash. And already after a few more days of selling stuff in the auction house, we have 188 items in the mailbox. And I'm hoping with what we got in the mailbox, we're going to have enough to level up my blacksmithing from 361 to 375, which may not seem that difficult, but it gets really expensive around my level. The reason being is there's not many things to craft that actually give you skill ups, and everything that does give you skill ups is very expensive to make. I do have a plan, but before we get into that, we can go over what we got in the mailbox. We are still selling a lot of those blacksmith quest weapons, mass iron axe, big black mace, moonsteel broadsword. And then I have been trying to feel out different types of ways to make money. Like I tried smelting fell steel, which seems like it actually can make a little bit of profit. It does cost a lot to put up on the auction house though. So if people are undercutting for that, it gets really pricey to try to compete in that market. And already I think we opened it all and we're up to almost 4,100 gold. That's pretty good. To finish off leveling my blacksmithing, I'm going to tap into the character I've been doing a side hustle on. Originally, I was just selling one item, but I'm adding a new item to that side hustle, which I'm not going to tell you guys about because, again, I don't want more competition. I will reveal the side hustle at the end of the series, and wow, much needed 750 gold. Now that I'm at 365, there's quite a few world drop plans that I can craft to get the final 10 points. and the one I choose is a plans that drops off these ogres. What's cool about the timing of this was Bingles was out in Nagrand farming the last few quests to get him to 70, and he did have a quest to deport these ogres from Outland. Apparently the drop rate is 1/5%, and the comments were confirming that to be the case, with 2 guys grinding for an insane amount of time with no recipe drop. Maybe the drop rates have improved, or maybe I just got really lucky because after only farming for 5 minutes, the recipe dropped.
I think I was getting, yeah,
Oh,
450.
I got it. Holy,
that's res.
yes. Holy shit,
got
that was
it?
fast. Yeah. These are orange difficulty, meaning they will give skill ups for each craft no matter what. But again, the cost to craft them is insanely expensive. It's going to take me several days to gather the gold and materials required to craft them all, and much longer than that to sell all the gloves. The price for them when I start selling is about the cost to make them, but this price will be going down as there's more people leveling blacksmithing through these gloves than there are warriors that need the gloves. Before I finish my blacksmithing, I get invited to a Magtheridon's Lair pickup group. Immediately upon entering, one of the leaders is impressed by my gear, I guess, and he asks if I want to main tank the 25-man raid boss. I haven't done this fight in like 20 years. I've never tanked it, so I just try to play it cool. And though I am delegated to off tank, I will be main tanking pretty soon here. Before fighting the boss, we got to kill 5 of these channelers, and the strategy the group chooses to use here is to pull them all together and just AoE them all down at once. It is a bit sketchy though, because each of the ads does an AoE Shadow Bolt volley that does a ton of raid damage, and they can heal. So you need at least one person, preferably 2 people, on each mob interrupting them, and it's hard to figure out who will be interrupting what. Like, should we focus on the Shadow Bolt or the heal? I don't know. And interrupts can miss or resist, so it can get pretty sketchy. Rogues do have a poison called Mind Numbing Poison though, and though it can be really helpful for these ads to slow their cast time, I don't think any rogues will be using Mind Numbing because it will slow their overall DPS, and rogues are greedy little bastards. Surprisingly, this tank everything in a pile strategy works out flawlessly, and we don't lose anyone to the AoE. We do start losing people after this next phase, where Magtheridon is unleashed, and he's about to cast a really powerful Blast Nova ability that will wipe the raid. The way to prevent this is by having 5 people take over those channeler jobs who we killed earlier, and essentially once Magtheridon starts channeling his Blast Nova ability, we need to have 1 person on each of these 5 cubes to click them.
We're a little early on that. Click it, click, 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 click. Do we need a backup? Good stuff, good stuff.
One of our clickers does it too early, and then he gets a debuff, which prevents him from clicking at the proper time. So Magtheridon gets quite a bit of Blast Nova onto the raid. Though nobody died from the damage, the healers start focusing on raid healing and not tank healing, and the tank ends up taking 2 more hits from Mag, with only getting 1 small heal in between those hits, and he goes down. The boss is not tauntable, but I do eventually end up getting aggro. At this point though, too much of the raid has died, and it leads to a wipe. At the time, I thought the tank was just under geared or something, so I start inspecting him. He does have a lot of stam from these trinkets, but yeah, this is good. And then he's got some really bad gems in this. No enchants. Really bad gems in this. No enchants. Really bad gems in this as well. No enchants. Yeah, again, just really crappy gems. No enchants. He does have 9 stamina. I actually don't have my bracers enchanted. But yeah, I don't know. We're at like the same health, but we can't tell who's got like more armor and stuff. His gear score is higher, but he's using PvP gear to inflate his gear score. And it's not an ego thing, like I need to tank this boss to look like the star or something. I just wanted the best chance at killing the boss. But because I didn't know what his stats actually were, I didn't want to speak up and be wrong, so I just let things continue. This next attempt, the tank only has 3.8 seconds to live, and in those seconds he gets, I think, 3 minor heals, plus some heals over time, which is what that lighter green bar is indicating, I believe. At the time I was like, okay, this guy really sucks. I pick up tanking the boss, and I'm going to be tanking it for most of the rest of the fight successfully. In hindsight, I'm not really sure if it was an issue of the tank getting crushed or crit or something because he had not good enough stats, or were the healers just asleep at the wheel and it was their fault the tank died. What I can say is that this part was my fault. I was tanking him too close to the door, and his earthquake thing pushes me probably out of line of sight of some of the healers. That being said, even if I was positioned properly, I'm not sure the healers could have healed through this next burst damage the boss does. What just happened was the boss hits me, then cleaves, which is a huge hit on anything standing in front of him. The cleave can happen at pretty much any time, I believe, and I'm pretty sure it's just an instant cast, like a warrior mortal strike or something. So it can just be thrown in between auto attacks randomly, which is why a tank's health can spike at random times during this specific fight. Unfortunately, before the cleave, the boss parries one of my attacks, which randomly can happen, especially early on when tanks don't have access to much expertise. When the boss parries my attack, it activates his boss trap card Parry Haste, which increases his attack speed of his next attack, and this allows him to get his third attack in within 2.26 seconds. Because he attacked me 3 times within 2 seconds, my shield block also fell off, and when there's no shield block, bosses have a 15% chance to crushing blow, which unfortunately does happen here, and even if healers were more on top of it, I don't know if they could have actually healed through this final hit. The Feral Druid picks up the boss before much damage is done to the raid, which shout out to him because the boss is immune to taunt. So that means he was doing really good on threat throughout the fight, and he was keeping his threat really high just in case another tank went down. And yeah, so Fallen Hero, Hunter Mage Warlock, Mag's Head. I was actually thinking about reserving that. Only like 2 people did, I think. Paladin, Rogue, Shaman, chest piece. And the Eye is really good, I think, for a caster, especially early on when like people are not hit capped. I think this is going to be really good. After the raid, I continue crafting these Rage Steel gloves to max out my blacksmithing, and now I need to hope that what's in my mailbox is enough to afford the Mongoose enchant for my new weapon, which is quite expensive. And we can also see if any of the Rage Steel gloves have sold yet, and did I make any profit from selling them? So far, it looks like I'm taking a small loss, but who cares? It's Deep Thunder crafting time, baby. I head out to the Storm Spire in Nether Storm, which, I mean, come on. This is a pretty thematic place to craft a weapon called Deep Thunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. I would play the song, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Immediately, I head into the arena with 2 Iroh friends, the Mage and the Rogue, plus a Disc Priest and a Rep Paladin that they know through gaming or IRL, I'm not sure. Either way, the point is, I'm not getting carried by some super arena sweat lords or something.
Oh, pumping.
I'm trying to get fear off.
It's still locked.
Feared everyone. Try to finish the Rogue, maybe. Or Warlock, sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Nice pain suppression. I'm just getting friggin' unlocked.
Damn, he dropped another one. Kill him, right now. Nice. The Rogue's dead. Kill him.
I'm freaking. There's no way I'm gonna survive this, right? You're keeping me up, though. Wish my macros fucked up.
Kill this Rogue. God damn it. He's so low. He's still locked there. He's dead. Nice. Look at that shaman.
He's coming out. Yeah, get him.
Yeah.
Did you see this guy?
Yeah.
Blow him up.
Yep. He's dead. I can get a moral strike off. Yeah, I have no idea what the shaman was doing in the middle like that. It's as if he got pissed at his team and he wanted to just give us a free win or something. Or maybe he's a viewer and he wanted to just give me some free rating. I don't know. The next match starts out with us killing the enemy shaman. Use pain suppression. Switch to something.
We should swap priest.
On the Rogue right now.
Drug a bubble.
Damn. Gotta hit light little hill.
I'm on the priest. On the warrior now.
You sheep this warrior? Yeah.
Rogue's on me. 2 on me.
I'm on the Rogue next to you.
They're on me. They're on
Power.
me.
Yeah, get to him.
Finish him.
Almost
Finish him. Nice. That was dead.
One down.
I'm killing him.
I just had to
He's
spam
crippled.
You just stay on orc.
Kick some.
Keep up, pro.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Let's go.
We end the session with a very respectable 7 wins, 4 losses, especially considering this was our first time playing together, and we just threw together a random composition, 4 DPS, 1 heals. A few hours before the weekly points reset, Bingles the Paladin ends up hitting 70, and we try to get some games in with him with this Resto Druid that I met in game, who actually has pretty decent gear. Bingles, however, after just hitting 70, does not. Are you expecting him, Bingles?
No, just look
He's
at him, bro. When they see that, it's gonna go ham.
Oh, it's awful. Nothing is set up at all.
It's all good. You need your points, dude. You need your points.
Bro.
He literally just dinged.
After a few rough matches, we get donated a free win because one of their players did not connect to the match, so it's 3v2. But we do manage to earn a win against this triple DPS composition. I'm on the Druid now. It's a Feral Druid, so I might just stick on him. I'm gonna fear everything. Maybe go on Warlock. They're Rogue's on me. Okay, I'm gonna go on Rogue for a second here. Big damage on the Rogue. I think he vanished or something.
Over here while I'm feared.
I'm gouge.
Finishing the Rogue if I can. I think he should die to bleed. Nice. We now find ourselves in kind of a mirror battle, double healer versus double healer, except they have a Warlock throwing dots on everyone and draining their mana, plus the Priest can mana burn. Their mana draining strategy is working pretty well, as both Bingles and the Druid are pretty out of mana here.
I cyclone him.
I might switch to the Priest then. Switching back to the... Yep.
Yep.
He bopped him. Okay, this is actually pretty good. John Priest for a little bit. Your guys' mana is pretty bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think we just got drained.
I spent a good chunk of it, but yeah, they suckled me a little bit.
Sucked you off a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. I think I got the better of my mana pool.
Still
though.
doable. Like, I might be able to get some crits on this guy. Big crits.
I think you guys can do it. Almost got that Warlock.
I've almost got him,
close.
actually, yeah. Give me some more crits. Death Wish me. Or Death Coiled. Paladin's like out of mana completely. I think I have him here in a sec. He chastised me or something. Execute? Yes! Holy crap. Good
Nice.
job.
I think you guys got it now.
Yeah, I think we got it.
Warlock was their fucking top dog.
DPS, yeah. Nice CCs, dude. I saw you throwing out the Cyclones and switching them and stuff. That was good.
Yeah.
I don't know what these guys think they're going to do, but they're not winning this, that's for sure.
Nothing.
I started getting some big crits on that Warlock at the end, too. That's some procs. That's good. Boom.
Nice.
The next match is Resto Shaman, Feral Druid, Hunter. And again, with these fights, do keep in mind, we're basically 2v3 because Bingles is fresh off the boat 70. His gear is just absolutely terrible. He's using greens and just complete garbage. The enemy Hunter, on the other hand, has the gun from the 10-man raid Karazhan. And their Resto Shaman has the best healing mace in the game currently off the Karazhan final boss, Light's Justice. So I think it does just make these wins feel all the more special. Just going to try to pop something on this guy. Might bet Death Wish on him. Yeah, I'm just gonna Death Wish. Screw it. Got Mongoose. Actually, might big damage on the Hunter. Try to CC the healer right now. I might kill him. Big damage coming out. Cyclone trinketing it. Big damage. He might go down in a second. Freedom, me Bingles. Freedom. You can. Should I feel? Oh, freaking A, he's full health. Dang. Well, the Hunter's out of mana completely, though. But you guys are as well.
Yeah.
So is the Shaman, though.
I'm good.
Okay, I think I have big damage on this Hunter. Big damage on Hunter. Try to CC. Frick. I got another Mongoose proc. I can't charge this guy. There we go. Big damage on the hunter. I think he's going down a second. Try to survive. Frick, he's so low. Overpower. Overpower, he's dead. Execute, yes. Nice, dude. Good job, guys.
I think we went 5 and 5.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how we pulled
That's
that off with
solid.
Bingle's. Bingle's gear is nuts, bro. On day 29, I find myself in another Karazhan pickup group. Curator yet again drops the leggings that I do win. These Boots of Illusion also drop twice from trash mobs, and they are apparently not even as good for warriors as my PvP boots according to the BIS list, which makes me feel pretty scummy in hindsight for beating the Paladin tank on the first roll, as they are second on his BIS list. The main reason they're good for him is prop Paladins actually want dodge to become uncrushable, whereas warriors really don't want it. I stupidly end up using these boots for a long time, not knowing my better enchanted PvP boots are better. I am glad I only used 1 gold on that 10 stamina enchant for them though. And also in hindsight, I am glad that 2 boots did drop and he wins the second one, so no harm done there. My next piece of loot comes from the chess event. Come on, tank sword. Yes. Wait, the paladin might need it though. The paladin's using this Blade of the Archmage though. I'm thinking that might be BIS, so I decided not to use one of my 2 reserves on that. I really hope this is like better for him and he doesn't need the King's Defender, even though I could see him needing it. Come on. Good roll, good roll.
It's actually not a terrible seed.
Yo, I'm lagging. I'm trying to roll. I don't know if you can see it.
I got your roll. Yeah, I gave it to you.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Let's go.
Congrats.
Unfortunately, I can't actually use the sword until I level up my sword skill, which I will do immediately after this.
Alright, go ahead and Les. There's a terrible Infernal. You're going to have to move to your right or left.
Shit, Thunderclap.
Melly, you need to reposition onto me. Get on Moon.
Oh, shit.
He's like, I had to step into the Infernal, was trying to hit him, I'm dead.
Yeah, I need to move him back.
Apparently there's another bad Infernal.
Range can't get him.
Oh, it's between the healers and the boss.
That Infernal placement was awful, dude.
Yeah, not great. You guys can go around in between the 2 Infernal.
I think we can burn him, maybe.
Okay, 5%.
Oh, the healer's
He's not
dead.
moving. He's not moving.
Come on, burn the
He's
boss.
gonna get hit by Infernal. That's the only thing. Alright, he moved him a little bit. 3%.
3%. Oh man. Dude, if I didn't die early. 2%. Come on. Me and the shaman both died early. It would have been a kill if we didn't die.
Let him have it.
Yeah,
1%.
Full deeps now.
Full dots.
Yeah, full dots.
Or maybe not.
Hopefully the paladin has something. I bet he's popped everything now. Oh,
wow. My God.
I knew it. Easy.
Rock block. Did you use that lock rock?
I died twice.
What the heck?
Rock block, the lone survivor.
Oh,
that's insane. You think good? Oh, it's not Defender. It sucks because no one reserved the helm of the Defender, so I would have got it if it dropped. Dang. In my last run, there was like 3 people that reserved the helm of the Fallen Defender too. We do Nightbane and do end up wiping on this first attempt because as Nightbane's landing, it can be tricky for the tank to pick up aggro. If Nightbane makes it to the DPS group, it's pretty bad for them as I think he has like a cleave. After the wipe, in true Blizzard fashion, the door glitches out and we cannot get back in. We wait for 20 minutes, disband the raid, relog and reform the raid, and voila, the door opens again. This time we do kill Nightbane and he drops a really nice rogue chest piece, but more importantly, the best tanking threat boots. I didn't realize this at the time, so my dumbass rolls for them as off spec, and I lose to a paladin also rolling for his off spec. That's karma, I guess, for rolling on one of his BIS tanking boots earlier. I buy a bunch of regular Stars of Elune that Smeeks is going to cut into solid Stars of Elune for me, as it's much cheaper to do it this way. And I splurge on Nethercleft leg armor for my new tanking legs, because I won't be replacing these for a long time, as they're my BIS. To pay for all these new gems and enchants, we go to the mailbox, where I've been selling quite a few more blacksmithing quest weapons, like Big Black Mace and Heavy Mithril Axe. Plus, I've been doing quite a bit of fell steel bar smelting. On top of all this mail, I have a bunch more blacksmithing weapons and rage steel glove sales coming in as well in about an hour. Today is a very good day for profits. I used that money to pick up a mongoose enchant for my new tanking weapon, as it's pretty much abyss for a long time. And with this, I'm able to finally start holding threat and heroics much better, allowing me to grind primal nethers that I need for a new blacksmithing money grind that I unlock in the next video. In that video, I will also be revealing a few other blacksmithing recipes that end up being quite profitable. I'll also be showing off arena progress, although it's going to be quite slow without a shaman in our 3s and 5s, and recruiting one will turn out to be much more painful than I originally had thought. It's crazy too, because pretty much every group will be using a shaman above 1600 rating because of their bloodlust ability, and not having Wind Fury Totem as a warrior feels like I'm just playing half of a class. So if any of you out there watching are playing shaman and can raid about 10 server time on Friday and Saturday, then hit me up on Discord, or if you just want a PvP, then that's cool too. We just desperately need a shaman. Our guild also needs pretty much everything, so if you're playing really anything, then hit me up as well if you can meet those raid times. But yeah, if we can't find a shaman, I think much of the next video might be me potentially leveling a shaman to 70, so the Fellowship of the Jibs actually has a chance against some of these shaman teams. With that, I'm going to conclude the video. That was 30 days of TBC. If you want to see 30 more days, then drop a like or let me know in the comments. I do read all of them.